Hey, it's me, Zach, and you're watching Disney Channel. That
I
is
think
your
I
mic.
caught that.
I did too.
Yeah.
You caught that.
This pop filter caught it too.
Ugh.
Is it good? We good?
We good?
We good to go?
Yes.
On that note, welcome
Good
to
Lord.
our 7th episode of the Pop Culture Punks podcast.
Angel Dust Holmes.
Angel Dust PCP, my boy.
PCPP.
My name is Phil. To my left is
Zach.
Me.
Oh yeah, crap.
Did you? I love how
you
you
were looking at me and you were
I was
like,
to my left is.
I love how both of you got it wrong. You both you looked at him. And
Yeah.
you're like, to
I
my
looked at him, but I
left.
pointed to you, but nobody can probably see my hand because this thing is in their face.
Yeah.
Yes. No, I knew. You said on my left.
To
and I
my
was
right
like,
is my glass of water.
Hello. Hello.
I'm glass of water.
And
That's
then,
Phil's impression of a glass of water. It has a British accent.
Yep.
what would juice sound like? What accent would juice have?
Oh, would juice sound like?
juice.
Full of sugar.
I thought you said what would juice sound like.
Oh.
I was like, what?
That's terrible. Shame on you.
You're the one who said it.
Yeah,
I
that's
said
true.
juice. Juice.
What would juice sound like? Are you saying what did juice sound like?
I said juice. What would juice sound like? If water
To my
sounds
left
British, what would
is
juice sound like? That's me. Josh.
Josh.
JK. Well, oh gosh.
JK
Dollar
dollar slice. Dollar JK
dollar,
slice.
dollar JK slice.
Yeah. And to his left,
On my left.
The slow shark.
AKA
The slow shark.
Dat boy young Zach.
That boy
That
young
boy,
Zach.
Zach.
AKA
Or just, you can call me Zach. That's fine too.
That works
blood in the
too.
That
water.
works okay.
And like I said before, we're here to discuss.
I don't think you said that
I
before.
didn't say,
You didn't say that before.
I got lost in my head.
We had a really bad start before starting again.
Yeah,
and
we
even
restarted.
again,
We'll have
we're
some
starting.
bloopers at
restart
the end
again.
or something.
Are we restarting a third time?
No,
Sure.
we're good.
Okay.
Let's
This is our 7th episode. We're here today to discuss Black Friday and anything else that pops out of our wily little brains.
Wily. Pop out of our wily little brains.
So
Wily
I'll start off with a
little brains.
question that I came up with.
Uh-huh.
I had more time to prepare because I came up with a question. You guys didn't come up with it.
Ooh.
Yeah, no.
The question is, it's a pretty easy one. It's just, in the vein of Black Friday,
Yes.
what is the one thing, anything is possible here, kind
Okay.
of, within the context of Black Friday,
Mm-hmm.
Like aliens coming
realistic,
to Earth.
what is the one thing that you would fight someone for
Ooh.
if you had to?
Mm.
Oh man.
What is the one thing you would punch a dude in the face
I know
for?
what I do.
Oh
to get-
man.
Wow, he's quick on that one.
Yeah. It depends. Well, I mean, like, there's a lot of games that I'm always looking forward to coming out, and I love super special editions of stuff. And like, I
Mhm.
actually was just at Best Buy this past Friday, looking to get Ni no Kuni 2, Revenant Kingdom, and they had like the super special edition. And I'm thinking if I went on Black Friday and I saw one, and then someone like also grabbed it when I grabbed it, I would legit. Even though like in nature I'd usually be like, I'll go for it, man. I would actually be like, sorry, like I
Not
have the
this
money
time,
for it. Yeah,
buddy.
like not this time. Like grace of God only goes so far. I'm taking it.
I can only
That's
love
awesome.
so much.
I can only love so much. You stepped the line. brother. That's awesome.
That would definitely be
Man.
my thing. Like a collector's edition of like a game I've been looking forward to for a long time.
Okay.
That'd be my thing where I'm like, I gotta take him out, and then Street Fighter style.
I don't know. I think it's weird because I know I'm known as the fiery one who would probably get into fist fights over very menial stuff, but I don't know if there's an item that I would actually fight someone for.
Yeah, I feel like
I honestly-
you're
I honestly-
fiery, but you're more likely to go to blows through like argument rather than
Yes.
like actually physical violence.
If someone grabbed the last, I don't know, copy of whatever, I'd probably be.
What if like a new Mass Effect game was coming out?
Even
But
then,
there was only 100 copies available ever, and you could never play it if you didn't get it on Black Friday.
Yeah, we're talking
Like we're talking like anything's possible here.
anything's
Like,
I
what is
think,
something that
I think
like
it
how
would
limited
it would have to be something. Okay, see, this is the argumentative, rational side of my brain. Is I would.
Your question is dumb.
Your question is invalid.
because that wouldn't happen. I wouldn't do that because it wouldn't happen.
No, but I think it's in a weird. Yeah, in a weird way.
That's the route you're going, right?
No, well, I think I'm thinking. This is the problem with this is the problem with the way my brain works. Is I always answer a question by looking down the road, and I think I'm looking. If I had to,
And there's no road, so I wouldn't.
No, but I'm just,
sorry.
man.
Oh, that's awesome.
Sorry, I'm just defeating all your logic. It's part of being a little brother.
I think I'm looking down the road and I'm thinking, okay, this is the only Mass Effect, or this is the newest Mass Effect game that's come out. They're only making 100 copies. If I don't get it now, I'm never gonna get it. There's part of me that it's like, well, there's other games. I'd be fine. You know, or it's
I
like,
could see you doing that actually.
yeah.
It's like, well, Zach and Phil are always complaining about how big my backlog is. Maybe I should just play all my other games first, and maybe this is a sign. Maybe this is a sign I shouldn't get this game. Or maybe it's...
See, you're too rational.
See,
Me and
exactly.
Zach were like, nope, we're getting that.
We're getting that
exactly,
game. Yeah.
exactly. Which is really funny because there's a lot of other things that I'm way more irrational about. But I don't know. I'll give an answer, so I'm not that person who's like, so yeah, that's my answer.
I'm too.
My answer is that I don't have an answer.
Because it wouldn't happen.
I think I would fight someone over. Okay, I'm gonna say something ridiculous. I would fight someone over a card that you could buy for a tattoo shop that was worth a free tattoo as big as you wanted, whatever design, like whatever.
Dang.
Then and all you had to spend was like $20. It was like $20 for a card that.
For any size.
So it's
tattoo.
not like
Any size tattoo.
So I guess it's not a free tattoo, but it's basically you're buying a
$20 for a tattoo
for like any size, any whatever, and it
Then
was
at that point you just get your whole body done.
Yeah, you just get one giant
You
tattoo.
just save it. If there's no expiration date, you just save it until you can figure out everything you want on your
everything
body.
I ever want.
And then
yeah.
at once you just boom get the
Yeah.
whole thing.
Oh, can we hop off? If we can extrapolate off that question, I don't know if that's the right word to use for.
Diverge.
If we can diverge off that question, if you had that card, what kind of tattoo would you want to have? It could be
Ooh, I like that.
a joke and then a serious one.
A joke tattoo.
A joke tattoo and a serious one.
I think so. I already have like 3 or 4 tattoo plans.
And well, you already got
Already?
a sleeve already.
Well, I
so-
already have my right sleeve, and then my next 3 I have planned are I want to get I don't know what style yet, but I want to get Eren Yeager from Attack on Titan on my shoulder, and then like the cloak of the Wings of Freedom like flowing so that you can see the Wings of Freedom logo, and then on my forearm I want to get a Seraphim Angel, and on my left calf I want to get like a
You have
ring.
like your whole body planned out.
More or less, yeah. And then on my left calf, I want to get a ring. I don't want to call it like a ring tattoo, but a tattoo that's like a band where it kind of like wraps around. And it's like one design, and it's gonna have half. It's so on the back of my calf where there's more space and less bone because that hurts. It's gonna have half Spider-Man logo, half Punisher skull. Then from the Punisher skull, it's gonna be a ring of bullets wrapping around to the Spider-Man logo, and then the Spider-Man logo, it's gonna be a web wrapping around to the Punisher logo.
That's dope.
So
That's cool.
yeah, because those are my 2 faves.
What about a joke tattoo? If you could just
Joke
do something
tattoo.
super silly.
Batman versus Superman on your chest.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah,
Signed
like
by the
like
directors of
the
Batman versus Superman.
like the logo where it's like the Superman superimposed over the Batman. Yeah,
Except poorly done.
yeah.
Like the
it's like a crayon drawing. It's nice.
Just like
I
a
would love to see that.
child's rendition of Batman versus Superman.
That'd be great.
A joke tattoo. It probably would be some really sarcastic. It would be a tattoo saying this thing is the best, like this being like a film or a movie or a game, saying this blank is the best blank ever under and under it in parentheses severe sarcasm. So like, so yeah, that would be kind of funny on my chest, getting like Batman vs Superman was the best movie ever made, and then under that severe sarcasm, because it was the worst movie I've ever seen. Actually, I take that back. It wasn't the worst movie I've ever seen.
Gone Girl was the worst movie I've ever seen.
Savages was the worst movie.
What's the worst movie?
Gone Girl.
Gone Girl.
What is Savages? Sorry, that's kind of a tangent, but
it's
you're not in the mic.
What?
It's oh my gosh, it's I almost, now that I'm thinking about it, I almost have to make it as bad as Batman vs Superman, because I can't tell you what the plot was. Basically, I can't tell you what it was about. It was basically these two guys who somehow are wrapped up with drugs and selling drugs and the drug trade, and this one drug lord who's trying to steal their stuff or get in on what they're doing and is trying to make a bargain. They're like, no, we don't want in because then we're going to be losing money. This drug lord goes crazy and then steals their mutual girlfriend. So they share her, which is, yeah, I'm not joking. They're like,
where'd you watch this?
It was one of those things. This was also one of the reasons this was one of the movies that made me hate trailers, because I saw the trailers and it was kind of cool where I was like, oh, these two dudes are like, druggies, whatever. They make their own drugs. And then there's these big drug lords who come in and they're like, no, you can't be doing this. This is our territory. And then they steal one of the guy's girlfriends and they're going to go save her. So then they just go gangbusters on
It sounds
the
like
drug lord. I was
Breaking
like, oh, that'd be
Bad
kind of cool.
crossed with Boondock Saints.
Basically, yeah, exactly.
But like, if it was directed by like whoever makes the DC movies.
Correct. Correct. It was like, that sounds like an amazing concept. I was like, oh, this looks dope. Like, gun-toting action. They're fighting drug lords. It's going to be lots of guns and stuff. I was like, yeah, sounds cool. We watched, like, Austin and I watched it freshman year, and we both finished it, and we immediately we never saw this. We're wiping this from our memory. It was so bad. It was one of those movies where the ending is, there's this giant, which the whole rest of the movie is absolute trash, but they get to the end, and there's this giant firefight in this parking lot, I guess. Not even a parking lot. It's like a desert. They're in the middle of the desert. They're having this giant firefight, and then, they rescue the girl, but then, like, they get shot, and one of them gets shot, but they're like, but we're all friends, so we're gonna die together, so let's, like, kill ourselves and kill these guys. So then they, like, blow everything up somehow, and you're like, okay, that was actually, that was not a bad ending. I kid you not, all of a sudden, there's never been a narrator the entire rest of the movie. A narration starts, and it goes, but that's not how it happened. And then it goes, and it rewinds, and it's this, like, picturesque, picture-perfect ending of them shooting the bad guy, like, shooting the gun out of his hand, and then shooting his goons or whatever, and rescuing the girl, and it was horrible.
That sounds brutal.
It was horrible. And then you take
like
me to Batman versus Superman yesterday.
That's the most voodoo, or not voodoo. That's the most taboo. The most taboo. That's so voodoo. It's such a voodoo. The most taboo thing in writing.
That's so voodoo.
That's so voodoo.
I'm gonna call it. That's our.
I'll
episode.
say that's so voodoo. I was gonna say taboo, but voodoo. The most voodoo thing to do in writing is to do. I remember reading in the guy who wrote JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Hiroyuki Araki, was saying, like, because he was talking about in like story writing, the big tropes that he says are like the worst, or just destroy your story and narrative. And he said the worst one that always drives him nuts is the it's a dream, or that's not how it actually happened ending. Because he said that basically nulls everything that you've built up to that point. So he said it's just, why would you even try to implement that into your story? So I mean, I think it could be interesting depending on
if you
foreshadow
it, and if that's the basis of your story, is questioning if that's actually the end or not. But if like you said with the Savages movie, if you're just having all this stuff going on and then it's like, but wait a minute, that's not how it happened. Wow.
Yeah, it's more of a cop out.
Basically like Wayne's World.
Well, that's what makes
Garth
that.
And Winkel, like,
yeah. They're like, oh, let's do a Scooby-Doo ending. But that's what makes that so funny. Is it's literally, that made me so mad. It was terrible.
So you'd get a tattoo of something from that, or
I would
Batman versus
say
Superman
for
your joke tattoo.
okay, this is what it would be. It would be a tattoo on my chest, and it would say Savages and Batman versus Superman equals pinnacle of cinema. That's what it would say. And
I
then
like the pinnacle of cinema. It sounds
under
flows.
that it would say extreme sarcasm.
That's awesome.
There's part of me that actually wants to get that.
You are not.
I do not doubt it.
No,
we are not going to let
no,
you.
Glow would never let me do that.
That's hilarious.
So she's like, I would let you get a superhero tattoo before you get that. But yeah.
Smart woman.
Phility, how
Smart
about you?
woman. The tattoo one, I have no answers. But for Black Friday, if there was a limited edition Pokemon Switch,
Ooh.
Yes,
I would punch
fight.
a couple people for that.
I would fight
Would
for that
you
too.
would you punch a small child?
No.
Okay, no, I would, because I feel the same way. I think no, I would very much like if I was reaching for it, and then like a child.
I would
already-
rip it out of a child's hands.
If a child already had,
We
no.
both had our hands on it. No,
Shame
not
on you.
if a kid's holding
You
the
are
box,
Team Rocket.
then I'm not taking it. But if me and the kid are there and we're both grabbing it, I'm wrenching it out of his hand.
What if it's this like poor child? I'm gonna wrench your heart with this one. What if it's this poor little kid
Who saved up all
who's
this money?
saved up all his money and working hard, and his mom is like, okay,
I wanna buy these shoes. Said I wanna buy this.
And then she's like,
Switch
he's like reaching
for
for it.
my
As he,
mama, please give me
Oh,
that
good.
switch.
Here's the switch. Merry Christmas. Oh, my
oh
God.
gosh, oh man.
It would
That'd be amazing.
if it wasn't limited and I knew I could get it again, I wouldn't do anything. But if it was like there's 100 of them and it's the last one, I'm taking that thing. I'm taking that freaking thing.
Jeez, but
I'll
like,
even wear a Team Rocket outfit if I have to.
You run in with Team
At least
Rocket.
in that point, then people are like, okay, he's just Team Rocket.
he's
It's fine.
he's just stealing it.
it
he's
makes
supposed
sense.
to
Somebody
be-
stop him!
Somebody
like
stop him.
how? I
Team
don't know.
Rocket's blasting off again.
Team Rocket's blasting off again.
neither of those
Jumps in his
sounded like
car.
Jesse or James.
That's why, because it's Phil.
He made his business to me.
Team Rocket did it again.
Oh man,
So yeah, that's my thing.
cool.
Limited edition
Interesting.
Pokemon, especially if it was like a Kanto version.
Mm.
That would be. I would. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd
I
be-
would. Yes.
I would push the child over and run over him.
I wouldn't harm a child, but I would
you
take
would-
it out
you
of
would
their hands.
emotionally
do-
inflict a child.
I would.
Yeah.
I would do whatever is legally feasible.
Yeah,
to
whatever's
that
legally possible, I will do.
Do you know what I would do? I would just like give the kid money. I would like get the Switch, and then if I had extra money, just be like, here, just take this. And then it's like, it's okay. You gave him money, and then that kid could
Then
go
you don't have
buy.
to feel bad
Then you don't feel
that
bad.
you scammed a kid out of his Pokemon Switch that he's never gonna.
You
be able to
literally,
get 'cause
you
it's
literally
limited
paid him
edition.
not to take something.
It's true.
So
And then I would take the thing and I would flip it online for $1,000.
That's the worst part.
you
of
are
the story.
terrible.
That's the worst part of the story.
I'm
I'm gonna write a short story where your persona is the
Can
villain.
we do like a Christmas book? Like
oh,
when
dude, a
Phil's-
Christmas
oh.
story. Oh,
I'll
no,
be
you're
like the
doing
bitter
it.
old man who's got diabetes and he doesn't want anybody else to have fun.
Yeah, and he goes to Black Friday and ruins everyone's shopping experience.
Just goes to a Best Buy and
That was a terrible movie.
That's awesome. I would be in that story.
buy that console.
and then we could have one of us come down and be like, "But Mr. Sorensen, you were like you believed in Christmas all along, didn't you?"
Absolutely not.
It's like, no, Mr. It'd be like, Mr. Sorensen, you bought the little girl a present after all. You do have a heart.
Maybe somewhere downside.
My diabetes sucks.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Sorensen. Screw you.
Get off my
Merry
lawn,
Christmas.
kids.
Merry Christmas.
Time to play my
Get off my
Pokemon
lawn.
Switch.
We're in Best Buy.
Right.
We're in Best Buy.
Get out of my Best Buy lawn.
If you find any goldish man.
That's amazing.
So yeah, that's my thing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's interesting to think about because I can't see you being an aggressive person.
Yeah.
I think I've seen you in 3 contexts over the 5 years that I've known you that you've been not even aggressive, but you've been like wound up. And
Wait,
all of them
which context?
involve
Yeah, let's give
all
us
of
an
them involve playing Call of Duty.
Oh,
Every single one of them.
that makes
So-
sense.
You rager.
Yeah. Like otherwise like I've never
That's
I've
the funny part is I probably wouldn't actually. I'm probably with you more so in that there's nothing that would really make me want to do that. But it's kind of funny to imagine myself doing it.
Yeah. I see
Everybody
that.
wants to be Team Rocket deep down.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for that philosophy paper on Team Rocket.
No, on
Team
that
Rocket-
on Trubbish.
Team Rocket
Trubbish.
did nothing wrong.
You're
Team Rocket
Trubbish.
did nothing wrong. Trubbish is the
Oh
best
my
Pokemon.
gosh, Team Rocket did nothing wrong. They're just intelligent businessmen.
Hashtag not all teams.
Oh,
Bumping into
man.
the cupboard again.
The
So yeah.
cupboard.
Speaking of Black Friday,
Yes.
Mm.
what have you guys, or what do you guys do for Black Friday?
Well, let me tell you,
Traditionally.
Phil.
Do you guys have like traditions, or is it?
We just go shopping.
When was the first year we did that? I think it was when I was in
A long
college.
time ago. It might have been when I know I was still in high school. It was like my sophomore, junior year. I'm pretty sure.
Oh no, you're right. It was I want to say it was my senior year. I want to say that was the
Are
first.
you sure?
I want to say of high school.
Okay.
Yeah, because
Wait, of high school?
Yeah, because I remember getting. That was one of the years that I bought Batman Arkham City. Yes, that was one of the games that came out. So I'm trying to like gauge the first year that we went actually Black Friday shopping, but that was miserable, in a way.
Well,
it
when
was
we were
so
like out in the
cold.
cold. Yeah, we
That
were
was before
literally.
they started opening the doors at 5 p.m. and we were
Yeah, we
out
came
in
in
the
at-
cold.
That was
I
probably
think-
still when it was like morning shopping too, wasn't it?
Yeah, we actually had to stay out
like
until
not
midnight.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yep.
We stayed out till midnight.
that
It was like
sucked.
30 degree, like 25 degrees, and then there was like the only saving grace is that a Rockstar truck came
Mhm.
and just was like giving free Rockstar to people. But then I was kind of young at the time, so Dad was like, "No energy drinks," and I was
You're like, oh man.
But it's midnight. But I'm tired.
But I'm tired. It's
Totally forgot
midnight.
But I'm tired.
I'm getting tired over here.
"Hey, Dad, come on, I want to sleep here.
Hey, Dad. Dad, I'm falling asleep in the line, Dad.
I need Rockstar, come
I
on."
need a rock star. Dad.
I was like, Borat. You go like, I need a Rockstar. My father, I need a Rockstar.
I need a rock star.
It's very nice.
It's very nice, like. It's nice.
So yeah, that was our first Best Buy experience.
what did you guys used to get on Black Friday?
Always games, and
games
it's still,
and DVDs.
Games
yeah.
and DVDs.
and that's still
That's
how it is today.
Yeah.
I switched it up this year. I bought a lot of clothes.
I bought some
actually.
clothes
Dude,
too.
clothes sales at like Kohls and stuff is clutch.
But it
Really
was
nice.
stupid busy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Last
my
year
gosh.
we would have had to wait in line for like 2 hours, but then Evan just
Oh.
signed up for the credit card so we could skip the line.
It was
Yeah.
great. Like Kohl's was busier than Best Buy,
Oh yeah.
which is crazy because you think of all the TV sales and whatnot, but like Kohl's was. It's funny to know. So when you went to Best Buy, it was like a variety of people. It was like couples and then kids and then families and then like adults and college dudes. But then when Kohl's, it was literally like all mothers just
And
waiting
their
in line.
sons.
Mothers and their
Yep.
sons.
That
waiting
was.
in line.
I think that was the funny thing is it was a bunch of dudes with girlfriends or wives or fiancés and then moms and sons and then being like, well, go try this on. It's $5. So it was. I mean, we didn't get a lot of things actually there. We ended up going online and ordering a bunch of stuff because
That's the thing is nowadays, like if you really want to, you can just buy everything online.
It's
Yeah.
so much
You
more.
don't even have
convenient.
to go out
Yeah.
shopping really.
Yeah, I think
But that's kind of a part of the experience.
I think there's part of me that really enjoys just being able to go and find things because I think the way things are shown sometimes online and in
It's
the
confusing,
catalog you
yeah.
don't find it, and sometimes you look and you're like, that's $5. Like,
Yeah, like I'll look at the Blu-ray
That's
racks
about
and stuff, and I'm like,
$5.
whoa, I didn't see that on the flyer.
yeah,
And then I'm
exactly.
like, dude, I'm grabbing that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just like that. I did that last year. I think Into the Badlands season 1 was
That was on sale
Just-
this year again too.
was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
The season
but
2 had come out yet?
Yes, yeah, it's done.
Oh, it's done.
So I didn't finish season 1 yet.
I never even watched it yet.
It's one of those shows where
It started
was
off
cool.
really strong, but
It was-
it
yeah.
looked like it.
Well, the
it seems like
concept-
it just kind of.
The concept was freaking awesome, but it was, I don't know, AMC just some of their stuff I don't get.
It almost seems that's how it
their
goes. It
process.
starts off strong and then dies out. Like
Well-
that's Walking Dead. How that was exactly how it was for me.
It just seems like they don't have their priorities set on what their world and their story is supposed to do, because the whole concept is super cool in that they basically, it's post-apocalyptic, all guns have been banned, and so everyone fights with swords, katana, everything that isn't a gun basically.
Mhm.
And there's 3 warlords who own basically like drug trades or things like that, and they are the barons. That's what they're called.
Sounds kind of
And-
like Mad Max.
Yeah, it's very interesting. And so But then there's all these things that it's like, oh, there's this like lost city that we're looking for that's apparently like a paradise, and but it's a myth and blah blah blah, and there's this ancient ability in this kid, and
Just describes every RPG ever.
yeah, it was. I mean, it was just like it was all these things that it could have been. Just the world itself was really cool, but just there was some of the dumb drama stuff that seeped in, and there were things that
That's the problem with TV shows and stuff. A lot of times it get like soaked with the drama because they gotta like sell it to people, and then it gets watered down.
It's like they feel there's just need to hook people in with that. Because I think that is a big thing that drives a lot of people to watch those shows. That's why, Bachelor and Bachelorette is still popular and prevalent because they love the drama and people feed off of it. Mm-hmm. But I even think of like Stranger Things and Daredevil, which are my two favorite live action shows, and both of them have drama in them, but it's not the focus of the story. Mm-hmm. It never really becomes the focus of the story. And
like drama isn't bad because
it's not bad.
Drama can drive a narrative and can like foreshadow other things happening. But it needs to do that, not just be drama for. Like soap opera.
It's got to be legitimate.
And I think that's what I get really irritated with romance drama is it always, I think what I like about Stranger Things is the drama that happens, the romance drama that happens between certain characters. It isn't, well, I don't like you anymore. Why? I like John now.
I was going to say there's a little bit, but at the same time though,
this is the
context of everything that's happened.
Right. There's so many other things because there's certain events.
Spoil.
I'm not going to say anything, but there's certain events that have happened that are driving certain characters to be questioning everything.
Right.
And then there's other characters that are not questioning things, and then that bothers the character. And it's things like that then drive the person to be that character to have an issue. Mm-hmm. Which to me, like, yeah, I totally understand that, but I can't stand the dumb, shallow, well, why don't you like me anymore? It's like, I don't know,
the soap opera.
Director told me
soap opera,
I'm not supposed to like you anymore, so.
Like Grey's Anatomy.
Oh, gosh.
Arrow.
I actually was talking
It was good for like the first couple seasons, and then it just like, both the drama and like the flashbacks get so convoluted. And they like, his past character like progresses at the same rate his present character progresses, which doesn't make sense because at the beginning of the show he's the person who came back from his like past. So why is his past character like progressing the same as his present character if he was supposed to be a terrible person? And it's like it gets so convoluted.
Yeah.
And like the drama and stuff is just bad. So but yeah, speaking of that very large tangent into drama, any other details about your guys' Black Friday experiences? Any stories?
No.
Anything that you find fun about Black Friday, or is it just a grueling process?
No, the sales have. I think it has been much better to go than it has been the past years. So our whole fiasco when we first started doing it was brutal. Like it was fun once we started shopping and once we did our stuff, but like waiting in line outside in the cold was like, I don't know why people do Black Friday shopping or like. Deals are good, but not to freeze and lose my toes over.
Yeah,
but
then recently, like we literally just went to Best Buy, walked in, found our stuff.
Yep.
Got to go, went to like 2 other stores in the span of like 2 hours and got all the stuff we wanted. Mm-hmm. So it's just much nicer, much more like nice pace. It's almost like just going to a store when it's busy.
Yeah, it's kind of just like going shopping now.
Compared to like fearing for your life. And I think one of the things though is it might be where we live too.
Yeah.
Is that there's not a lot of foot traffic. Like the stores we went to, Grafton's a big area, but it's not like, Mall of America or something like that. Or it's not an area where there's always foot traffic. So I think depending on where you live, it might be like that intense of a process.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I would agree with that. I think the other thing too, the only reason that we did it is the first year we did it because we were bored. So we kind of decided because we were like, oh man, there's all these crazy deals, and we're like, well, I mean, everyone's just kind of sitting around eating pie and sleeping.
Well, it's literally like every Thanksgiving, all of our family members would just sort through the ads and stuff like that in the newspaper articles and whatnot on what deals are going on, and it's like, oh, that looks nice. And then one year we were finally just like, let's go. Let's just go buy our stuff then.
Yeah, that's the thing is it's like something to do now.
Yeah.
Because we have Thanksgiving lunch at like 2:00. So then after that, everybody's just like watching football. Like, so then we're like, all right, time to hit the stores.
Yeah.
And then we'll stay out for like 4 hours just like bumming around and doing whatever.
Yeah.
Because for us, it started when I was like I think we started going when I was like 12 years old.
Oh wow,
And,
so
like-
you've been doing it a
Nice.
while.
And we would just go and we wouldn't even buy anything. We would just get up at 4 a.m. And when we were little kids, we were like, "This is awesome!" Like waking up early. I mean, waking up early sucks, but it was
As
kind
a
of fun.
kid-
Like
as
you
a
warm
kid,
up the
it's-
car, and then you get in the warm car. Everybody's like all jacked up and like trying to like go there, get McDonald's, and then you go to like the stores and stuff. And there's a lot of people, and you see cool stuff.
That's fun.
And we wouldn't really buy anything. It was just kind of fun to like walk around and like just watch the people go nuts. And that's
Like, see
basically
people
what it
getting
was.
trampled. You're like, wow.
And then eventually,
Interesting.
once we started actually having money to like buy our own things, then we would start the same thing, like buying
Mhm.
video games and movies and whatnot.
It is funny how
Yeah.
like that's what we've always went for Black Friday deals, and that hasn't
Mhm.
changed.
Which it's because it's easy too. Like for
Mhm.
TVs,
Yep.
you kind of gotta
It's-
like
yeah.
you gotta get in there, and I'm just like, I'd rather spend an extra $50 and not have to rush.
Strangle somebody for it.
Yeah.
Right.
Even those though, sometimes I'll go into Best Buy and there's still like 10 TVs sitting there. I'm
Yeah.
like, now it's just like it's basically just like regular shopping now,
Yeah.
and you can get everything online, and so like that cuts down on the traffic. And since
Amazon's
it's on
probably just been a
Thursday,
big part of that.
and
Well,
Amazon Price
online
matches
shopping.
basically everything now too.
Yeah.
On Black Friday, so it's like
Yep.
it's not even like you don't even have to go to the store, but it's for us. It's like basically out of all the holidays, Black Friday is literally like our family tradition that we do every year.
More
Like,
so than
even more
Christmas
so
and-
than Christmas and Thanksgiving. Like,
Yeah.
like we celebrate
Uh,
the other holidays, but we don't have any like huge traditions that have to happen. Whereas like Black Friday like has to happen. Like it's like more so
It
of a
holds the
it's
family
more of a-
together.
yeah, it's more of a tradition than actual like Thanksgiving is.
Yeah.
Because we're like, all right, let's eat food quick, and then we go. So it's really fun.
Yeah.
We always have like a plan. Like, all right, we're going to Best Buy at this time. Then we're going to go to Walmart and get our stuff. Then we're going to go to Target. Then we're going to go to Kohls. Then we're getting out of here. So
Nice.
it's fun.
Jamming.
Yeah. So
think
what are
it-
some things you guys got this year?
I made my list. I almost forgot some of them.
And just to tack on as well, what are things that you wanted to get or things that looked appealing that you didn't get because of money constraints or because you're just like,
Yeah.
Or
I don't need
or
that. I don't really need that
Ridiculous customers taking my stuff before I can get to it.
Yeah.
That didn't happen to me this year.
Same. I picked up a few movies. This wasn't. I had like last year. I had a crap ton of movies.
Yeah.
I remember you
I had
came
a
in with like 2 bags
huge-
full of stuff.
I had a
remember into our room.
huge stack of movies from
Yeah.
last year. I didn't have as many movies this year. But I picked up Baby Driver, which I'm super excited to watch.
Oh, you need to.
Dude, we
invite
should
me
watch
over.
that
Yeah,
together.
I
Yeah.
want to watch that.
Let's do it.
Because I want to see that too.
Yeah, we can do that.
Invite
let's
me
do
over
it.
too,
Sure.
please.
we can do, yeah, we can do that.
I'm lonely.
I suppose we could do that.
I
I
guess.
can work something out.
Baby Driver, Wonder Woman, A Cure for Wellness, Hacksaw
That looked
Ridge.
interesting, but
Yeah,
I've heard
I've heard
that
mixed
it's a hit or
things.
miss. Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard mixed things. So I kind of want to watch it just to get. It was only $5. I didn't get the Blu-ray, which kind of sucked, but the regular DVD was only like $5.
If it ends up being bad,
so
then you can just like
exactly. It just was. I
get rid
didn't
of it for
really
$5.
care.
Bucks.
Hacksaw
That
Ridge.
looked good too, man.
What?
That looked good too. Hacksaw Ridge.
Yeah, actually, I'm excited to. I heard good things about that.
Mhm.
Hacksaw Ridge, Stranger Things season 1 special edition.
Yeah,
that
buddy.
It was
That looked
we,
dope.
DVD
we both got
Blu-ray
that.
combo. It was $10.
And it's like it looks like a
Yeah,
VHS.
it looks like a
like-
VHS.
and it's even got like
Oh.
the thrift store looking sticker, like
Yep.
fake sticker on
Yep.
it.
And when you
It was
pull it
fantastic.
out too, and the
Like a-
case is like a VHS tape.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
It's so
it's-
nice.
I think I convinced my brother to buy it because he was like hesitant. I'm like, dude, it's $10. Just buy it. It's cool.
Even the guy at the cash register at Target was like, "That's only $10," and he was like, "I'll have to pick that up after work."
Yeah.
Mhm.
After
That's a steal considering like it's not even that old of a show.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
Usually it
just
takes a
came
couple
out.
years for shows to get to the, especially
Yeah.
for Blu-ray too.
Yeah. It was
Usually
like
Blu-ray
I think
shows
it's
are
a
not
DVD
$10.
Blu-ray combo too.
Yeah,
It has both
so
of
that's
them.
a steal.
But yeah, so it was stupid cheap for that.
Nice.
I picked up Horizon Zero Dawn. I actually picked it up a couple weeks ago because they were doing.
Because there was that pre-Black
yeah,
Friday $20.
yeah, and
I was
and
so
actually.
close. I was so close. To
I'm
getting
really
it.
glad I did it then because Black Friday you couldn't use your Gamers Club
yeah.
discount,
So you couldn't get
and
like
so
16
I couldn't
or
get
whatever.
so I actually got it for like 17, which I mean, at the
Nice.
end of the day I didn't really care that much, and a silver chrome PS4 controller.
I want that
from
gold
Target.
one.
Eh.
And now they're making like the crystal ones too, like the see-through like
Yeah,
90s
those
style.
look cool.
I
Those
kind
are
of want the
pretty
blue
cool.
one. I was
Yeah.
like, oh.
I hope Nintendo starts doing that stuff. So
That'd be
the
awesome.
glacier
officially-
purple,
with
glacier purple
Joy-Cons.
Yeah, dude.
Joy-Cons. Oh,
Yeah, dude. That
I'm punching
GameCube.
some dudes over.
Yeah, I
those.
would. Yeah, right. Right. We playing arms full, real life style.
I'd want to get that. Yeah, the chrome
Bow.
purple or the see-through purple. Like Game Boy Color
Yeah.
era. That's what I was thinking of.
Well, even just some of the GameCube color ones that they
Yeah,
had.
Like a
So, yeah,
solid. Ooh,
The
they ever made like
orange
a purple
one,
The
and then the
indigo
purple. Yeah, the
purple,
indigo
yeah.
purple. They had the chrome ones too. We had some of those.
Mhm.
The platinum.
Our silver one.
Yeah, I've got
Okay,
the
what-
platinum GameCube over there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude, I
yeah,
need to,
yeah.
maybe I should buy. I should ask for a GameCube for Christmas.
So what?
That silver controller looks dope.
Doesn't it?
Chrome,
Yeah. It was like $40.
I almost
so-
bought the gold one for 40.
Yeah,
so-
I almost didn't, but I was doing the like, okay, the wife has given me this budget. I can technically sneak this in and probably have enough for the other stuff I want. I was like, I should. Because I've been dying to get a fourth controller
Yeah.
for a while. And I was like, well, I'm never going to get one. And now I actually have 4 controllers.
I still
So,
need to get a second.
yeah.
I have 2 Xbox controllers, but not 2 PS4.
Yeah, no, I
Do you
only
even
had
use
one.
your Xbox?
No. I actually considered selling it because
Chuck
I can
it.
play most of my
Chuck it.
You
Xbox
should.
games on PC now. So
Do it.
Do it.
So
Do it.
there's not really like a reason to keep it. I do want to get an X someday, but I'll wait till it's like 300.
You don't
bucks.
need one.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I don't need one, but if I want to play 4K games someday,
Get a PS4
4K,
Pro.
4K, 4K,
4K,
4K.
4K.
But yeah, is that all you got?
And then close, like I said. So I got some.
Boring.
It was actually it was weird. It was one of those.
Dude, I got this last year for Black Friday.
Yeah,
so
no, it was
that's
really
phenomenal.
funny because I've never been super into like, oh, I should get some clothes and blah blah blah, but I just didn't care. And usually that was back when I could swing, with my parents. Like, all right, I kind of need like a shirt or something. And
Yeah,
they're
like, my clothes are getting kind of ratty.
like,
You want to
yeah,
help me
yeah,
out
you know,
here?
this-
Oh, this
kinda
shirt
old.
this got a hole in it. And,
Yeah.
my pants are falling
but
off.
this is the first time that I had to buy my own. But then I was looking at the deals and I'm like, I would never buy this shirt normally, but it's $10. $10 for a flannel. $10. So I got a whole bunch of. I got pairs of jeans. I got
Did that
some
factor into your
flannels.
Black Friday budget, or do
It
you have like
did.
a separate
It
clothes
did.
budget that you can
No, it
use?
was
Okay.
separate.
clothes
into it.
budget.
Yeah, we got
But-
a monthly clothes budget if we want. So
Yeah. We
But-
decided not to do a monthly clothes budget in our budget.
it kind of
'cause
just
we
adds
don't
up
need
because you
to-
never really buy clothes,
Yeah.
and then we end up just having like $150 that's like sitting there.
Yeah. That's why we didn't account for it. But then
Yeah.
with Black Friday, we were like,
Like-
okay, we're never going to buy stuff the rest of
Yep.
the year. And this is actually stuff that we could use.
It's so cheap. Like
It is.
I think these were $10 last year.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
It's
exactly.
such
I
a
got
good
2
deal.
flannels for like $10.
Nice.
Nice.
We bought some more sheets because they had, it was just like, it was like crazy. It was one of those things where you don't understand certain things, how good the deal is until you've had to actually pay normal price
Until
for it.
you're like an
Because I
adult and
mean,
you have to pay
Bed
for
Bath and
crap.
Body when we were, or Bed Bath and Beyond.
Bed Bath and Body.
I always mix those two
They're
up.
the same.
I do too.
It's
I call
not.
it, I always
Yeah,
call
they
it
are
the same,
pretty
and
much
Evan's
the
like,
same.
What are you talking about?
But when we were doing all our exchanges stuff and our wedding gift stuff,
Yeah.
and we wanted to get more sheets then because we had all this wedding gift money and stuff. But you look at it and you're like, this is like $120 for this like this set of sheets, and we have a king bed too, so it was like, this is ridiculous. It was like $20 for a set. We're like, you kidding me? Like, even if we don't need them, like just to have them, like for
Exactly. It's nice to have
$20
extra
is
sheets
just
anyway.
yeah, just
I always
less
need those
laundry.
sheets.
Just less
Yeah.
laundry. It's nice. So then I'm not. And it's like, we can kind of cut back on what we need to do for laundry.
It's always the good excuse.
Yeah.
Less laundry.
And I'm the laundry dude. So I was like, look, less laundry.
Less laundry.
So
You feel me?
you feel me? You dig?
Right, baby.
That's funny.
Less laundry.
Red baby.
laundry.
I don't say that. I'm really tired. I didn't realize how tired.
Me too.
I'm zonking too.
I think I expended every last bit of energy I had when we were talking about how bad Batman vs Superman was.
Oh yeah, I don't know if we said that in this round, but me and Josh stayed up till 3 in the morning watching Batman vs Super. I mean, I stopped halfway through when Batman was having some psychedelic scene with the Flash ripping through time, being like, "Find us, find us!" And I was like, "I'm done. I can't. I have no idea. Like, you couldn't even tell it was the Flash. It didn't even
yeah.
look like it.
No.
It was a dude in a red suit, but at the same
Yeah, the
time, I was
Flash
like,
suit looks kind of weird.
I was like, is that supposed to be
Bruce!
the Flash?
Find us!
Yeah, Bruce, and then after that, I was like, I'm gonna do my.
I'm doing my homework.
I literally
You chose to do
finished
your
all my
homework over
homework.
watching a movie.
Yes.
Wow. That's
Oh my
impressive.
gosh.
Because I just saw it as
that-
more productive. So
that
funny.
movie. I don't think I've laughed so hard than when
when
Lex
Lex
Luthor
Luthor turns in the
hover
space chair.
in the hover round, and then the following scene, the following cut is the other
exact
dude,
same
the
dude.
exact
Oh.
same movement.
in the exact same chair.
Oh my gosh.
Oof, brutal.
Also, Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor was horrible.
Yeah.
It was
He
really
was
bad.
Not a good fit.
terrible. He was terrible. I don't even necessarily know if it was Eisenberg and like his acting. I think it was just literally the character that they wrote for Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
It's just I
They
don't
tried
know
to
a
make
lot
him
about.
like a. It was basically like
He was almost a Joker.
because he
That's what
played
you were
he played
saying.
Mark Zuckerberg in that Facebook movie. It was basically like, let's make like a tech nerd, and he becomes Lex Luthor, like some weird like hipster tech nerd becomes Lex Luthor or something.
Yeah, it was
Which is-
basically
It's like that's not what Lex Luthor is.
it was
like,
as if
really.
like
He's-
some guy from Google.
Yeah, it was like it was
went
basically like if
nuts,
the
Silicon Valley.
CEO of
crazy.
Google becomes Lex Luthor. I'm like, that's not really like who Lex Luthor is. Really.
Yeah.
Right,
No, that's what
exactly.
we were saying. Is I was saying like you could watch this movie if you had no context to like the Batman universe, but you know, like most people know Lex Luthor is like the big bald guy, the businessman. But it's like watching it, your
introduction to him is this scraggly haired looking hippie dude playing basketball, sinking a shot, and then turning around and shaking a bunch of people's hands and making really uncomfortable comments.
Yeah.
You're like, who is this clown?
You're like, yeah, who's
weird.
this loser? And then he's like, hi, Lex Luthor. And you're
You're like, oh gosh.
oh boy.
Oh no.
Why?
And then they, for some reason, shaved him bald because Lex Luthor's bald, so they shaved him bald.
Oh
at
yeah,
the
when
end of the
they
movie.
shave him at the end of the movie. That's just like,
Shoehorn.
what is this?
Shoehorn.
I think, okay, this is one of the things I forgot to say too that made me immediately, it was like the first 5 minutes of the movie and I just was, oh boy, here we go. But when Affleck as Batman is driving around as Bruce and he's like flying through traffic and then he goes to the rubble and he's like, everyone else is running away and he like runs into the dust cloud and he's like looking around and he's like helps the one dude who gets his legs crushed or whatever, and then he looks and there's a little girl who's about to get crushed and he like runs through and he like saves her and he's like, it's okay, you're safe, where's your mom? And then it like zooms in on her face
She's
and then the
slowly
slow tilt
point.
and the slow point and then like the cut to Bruce like slowly turning and then the camera pan to like the bottom of the building and the slow tilt up to the burning flames on top of the building. It's just like, I know what you're trying to
It
do
took like
here.
30 seconds to establish that her mom died. As soon as he says, "Where's your mom?" You're like, "She's dead." I know she's dead.
That's basically what it was. It was like, she died.
Yeah.
I just wanted the little
She's
girl
dead,
to be
Jim.
like, she's dead.
She's
Oh,
dead, Jim.
That's awkward.
Yeah, we could go on and
Oh
on
my
about
gosh.
Yeah, we
that.
should pocket that for a DC
We're gonna do it-
DC Smashing
DC Smash.
podcast.
DC Smash.
DC Smash.
Especially after seeing Ragnarok.
Yeah.
That just,
Well, we need to have a separate Marvel podcast too, because we could talk forever about
We could.
that.
Oh, do you know what we'll do? Like what Batman vs Superman should have done. We have a movie that establishes DC, a movie that establishes Marvel, and then we collide them rather than establishing Superman and then just shoehorning Batman in.
Mhm.
and Wonder
fight.
Woman and Flash and Cyborg
Wait,
and
Cyborg?
Aquaman.
Wait, Cyborg and Aquaman are in it?
Not in Batman vs Superman, but in Justice League.
Yeah, they
Okay.
are. They allude to them.
Oh yeah, they allude to them, but they're not
So-
like characters in it yet.
Oh my
Other
gosh,
than
that
Wonder
was
Woman.
that was terrible too. That whole we're
Yeah,
gonna
we should
put
pocket
this
that
in.
discussion,
Yeah, I
though.
just
Yeah. What did you get
Go.
for Black Friday?
What did I get for what did you get for Black Friday?
yeah.
I'm trying to talk today. I cannot for the life of me. I got a small haul this year, but one special item in particular. So I got a new controller, but I got just a plain nice blue one because I
For
like
PS4?
Yeah, for PS4.
PS4?
PS4? Yeah, PS4
PS4
controller.
controller.
Xbox.
Just because I want to have more people in my
Nerd.
place. And the funny thing is I don't have any more. Well, no, I have Borderlands 2. I could play with that. Or the Handsome Collection.
Yep.
So,
Sometimes it's nice to be able to switch around though.
yeah, well, I want a new. I feel like my controller I have for I've dropped it so many times that I'm like, this thing, like, I'm surprised that it just exploded on me. Like, just playing a game,
burst into flames.
hey, oh. Yeah, I got a new controller. Overwatch is only $30, and I'm back in the game. I was on hiatus for a little bit because I was
Raging.
I was
raging
ra-
for
I was
those
raging-
skins, me boy.
I was raging and buying extravagantly for those loot boxes, but I had time to sit and be like, do you know what? I don't need to spend money to possibly get something
exactly.
that's dumb. So, and then I went back in and I've been enjoying it a lot. I literally, like, not to brag or anything, I was kind of nervous playing my first quick match again. I was like, oh, it's been so long. Like, am I still good? Like 28 kills, like 4 gold medals. I was like, I'm back in the game.
You're like, I'm back,
May.
baby.
I'm back, baby.
May is Bay.
Slow Shark's back.
May, yeah, it was
Slow
with May.
Shark, May is Bay.
You know it. All
It's all
right.
about
Reaper. I got a Stranger Things
You got
DVD
the-
set too.
Our
that
same
too?
thing.
I was on the hunt. I almost bought Beavis and Butthead, the whole collection.
Oh,
But
that
that
would
was-
have been great.
My budget was kind of like in the $50 to $60 range, and that would have like put it over because Stranger Things was only $10, so I definitely wanted to go for that. But I would have gotten that. I still might look into that for Christmas or something. And the big thing this year was I was on the hunt for a new laptop.
Oh, you fit that
And-
into a $50 budget?
Yeah.
What the?
Yeah.
Hashtag Black Friday.
no.
50. No, this was like talking with the father, being like, I'm willing to put this amount of money for you, and then you have this amount in your account that you can pay with it. And then also, like, am I tying to Christmas too? So it was like balancing that out.
The old school family
bargaining.
swindling.
Yeah,
Yeah,
swindling
like, hey,
and bargaining.
we should like work a deal out
We-
on this.
we-
I,
we should-
I need
we
one
should
for
bargain.
school and
Exactly.
I mean,
maybe
we're old
playing
en-
some games. And
We're old enough now. That's what I did with the whole. I asked for Akira. Like, it's this awesome giant box set for Christmas. It's literally all the volumes, but they're like hardcover. They're printed like the original Japanese way.
Oh, nice.
It's like new translation, so it's more up to date and modern rather than like Americanized. It comes with like a art book and stuff, and it's like a collector's box. And I remember seeing that it was like, for pre-order, it was like $50 off. And so I called my grandma. I was like, hey, so you get a really good deal on this if you buy it right now. And I could get it for Christmas. She was like, okay, sure. And so
That's what I did with
got that set.
when they put up the pre-orders for that Pokeball 2DS.
Mm,
That came out?
yeah.
I had a hunch that like, I mean, I've seen them at stores now, so it's not as rare as I
I'm
thought
kind
it
of
would be.
surprised. Yeah.
But I was
They're
like,
everywhere.
this is Nintendo. I'm not taking my chances. So I like messaged my mom. I'm like, hey, like, there's a thing I want. You and Grandma want to go in on it? And they're like, yeah, we can. So they pre-ordered it like immediately.
Nice.
But now I see them at the stores everywhere, so it
Yeah.
wasn't that rush.
But you got it.
I know
That's
the
for
feel,
sure.
and I'll see things, and I'm like, I'm old enough where it's just like, hey, you want to get me this thing that I want?
You don't have to
Versus,
feel
like,
guilty
buy me
about it,
some,
yeah.
Like random crap that I'm gonna throw away in like a year.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And, so anyway.
what kind of
back to
laptop you get?
It was a Dell Inspiron Gaming. And it's got like a 1050.
It's a good.
GX
It's
yeah.
a good.
Even
1050?
Yeah, 1050.
Dang.
And even the dudes at Best Buy were like, because the day before we were at Best Buy and I was seeing like if I could buy it then, they said it was at other stores. And then there was this whole fiasco with like the deal wasn't showing up on their computers, and it was like it was $800 computer and it was $150 off. This is only $650.
Well, here are the specs. It was like an i7, 8 gigs of RAM,
1
GTX, 1 terabyte hard drive, and then I think was it just one here? You didn't have an SSD, right? It was
I
just
don't
a one.
think I had an SSD.
It was like a 1 terabyte hard drive, and then a 1050 GTX like graphics card, which is way stronger than ours.
Yeah, mine's a 970.
Yeah, ours is
Really?
really.
It's
I
the
think we
mobile
have the
version.
same. I think
Yeah,
you
we
and I
have the
have the
same.
exact same memory.
I think our
card-
specs are
graphics
like
card.
exactly the same.
Yeah.
Other like the laptops itself
Right.
is different, but
And so he had a 1050, and it was for like $650. I was like, "Are you freaking kidding me?"
Yeah.
yeah, mine was like 1400.
yeah.
The
So
at
cash
the
was mine.
time. Now
Yeah,
it's like
so was mine.
800. But
Yeah,
Yeah, the cash register, the dudes at the cash register were just like, man, this is a really good deal.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, and then luckily we got one reserved online, and I literally, I have a Black Friday story. Sorry, bumped your mic. I have a Black Friday story. I finally remembered. I was up with my dad because like he was like, I'll just use my credit card to pay for it and we'll figure out the money then. So I had 3 devices set up. I had my dad's laptop, my own laptop, and my phone. And the servers for Best Buy, I kid you not, are just, it's like literally walking through quicksand. That is how slow and painful it is. And it was literally, because we were rewatching Stranger Things as a family, and it was like right before midnight. I was like, okay, I want to get online and have my laptop pre-ordered before anyone else does. But I was thinking like, okay, even my dad was like, oh, don't worry about it. Like, no one's going to be up this late getting a laptop, foreshadowing. And I went on my computer and I like kept clicking. It showed up in my cart. I clicked pre-order. And it was like buffering for about 5 minutes, and then it just said, sorry, there was an error. I was like, no, there can't. I clicked it again. Like, sorry, there is an error with our system. I was like, no, you are not doing this to me right now. And I was like clicking, like I literally just would click, wait, go do stuff, come back, check it, error, click, do it again. And I was like, this is not happening. So I grabbed my dad's laptop, did the same thing on his computer, grabbed my phone. It was doing the same thing on my phone. I was like, what is going on? And I went online, and there was this website that had basically a play-by-play report of crashes on websites. And literally from 12 o'clock to like 12:30, there was 1,000 cases of
Best Buy.
1,000
Crashing?
cases for Best Buy crashing.
Jeez.
I was like, that is unacceptable. I was very, very, very not happy, pissed, if you will,
if you will.
pardon my French, pissed at the prospect. So I had like 3 devices, and I literally was like, race for time, like, okay, as long as like one of these can get through,
It's like
I'll
trying
be
to buy
fine.
season tickets.
Yeah,
And that's literally how it
basically.
was. And like
Yeah.
I think I stayed up till like 1:30 or 2 in the morning, just like waiting for it to get through. And then finally on my dad's computer, it like, and you need to forget, every time it went to a new screen, it buffered like it did for the checkout. So like I would check it out, and then it would ask for the pay information, then it buffered, and then I had to do that process over and over.
Oh, you had to keep reading.
And then it would
Oh.
go through the pay information, but then ask for the shipping address, and I had to go through that and wait for it to buffer over and over. And then it made me sign up for a freaking Best Buy account, and I was like, I love you, Best Buy, but you are not treating me well right now. And so that was my whole fiasco. But then finally on my dad's laptop, it was like, thank you, your order's been placed. And I got the email on my phone too, and I was like, my dad had like fallen asleep on the couch waiting for me. I was like, Dad, I did it. It's over. And he was
persevered.
he was just
I
like,
beat the beast.
okay. Went up to bed.
That's awesome.
So thankfully I got it, but that was
Nice.
no,
So do you have it now,
it
or
was
is it
brutal.
like you bought it now and it's
No, I have it now,
Christmas,
yeah.
You're not. It's
No, I'm
like
I'm gonna get it when
Oh,
I'm actually
nice.
we're going home this
We're
weekend.
visiting my parents.
And my
Los
dad-
Padres.
My dad, in the niceness of his heart, set up the whole lot, like booted it up and everything for me. And even he was like, "This is a nice machine." So,
nice. That's
As I
awesome.
said,
exciting.
Padres. I forgot this. Quick plug: everyone should see Coco. That movie's fantastic.
I need to see that.
Skip the first half hour.
I
the
saw
movie.
online that they're actually removing that.
Are
now.
they?
Are they really?
Good.
It's too, like
Oh
literally
my gosh.
everybody is like saying it's terrible.
It
That's
was
fun.
so
No one likes Frozen
dumb.
anymore. I
Plus,
don't know
Frozen
why.
is Disney, not Pixar, so they like shoehorned.
Correct.
Because usually Pixar does their own thing that it like showcases
Yeah, the
like new
shorts.
technology and stuff
Yeah.
that they're using. But this was like Disney shoehorned their own.
Oh,
It was
my
not like a
gosh.
and like Disney shorts are like a legitimately respected thing.
Well, that's
There's
the thing is, if it wasn't in front of this movie, people would have been like, "Oh, cool, another Frozen thing."
Well,
But
but
then
that's
they
the thing is they never do other franchises. They never put if they do a short, they
it's
don't.
just something
It's
that's
not
never
like
gonna
oh here's a
exist.
Cars short
Yeah.
before this new movie. It's this
It's just
other.
some random little thing
Yeah.
that's never going to exist.
It almost it's
anymore.
like usually they showcase animation in a different way that you don't
Yeah.
see, and that's
Like-
cool, and that's what makes it fun.
yeah,
It's like you,
technology they're working on currently.
yeah,
to, like,
like I
push-
know
yeah.
which one did I see recently that did a really cool. It was for Big Hero. I don't remember what Disney movie I saw recently, but it was this one. It was like the bird on the beach. That means this. It's like this little kiwi. It was basically about a kiwi being on the beach, and it was like ridiculously cool. But it was only like 3 or 4 minutes. But then I hear this Elsa and Olaf, or like the whole Frozen thing is half an hour. And I was like, I would be so. I
There was
literally
people
would.
online who were like putting on Twitter like they walked out before it was even done. They're like, "I'm getting out of here."
And that's I saw a dude reviewing the movie. He said he loved Coco, but he said it honestly would have been better if that Frozen thing wasn't so long. He said it ruined his experience.
And they're saying there's
So-
even like a little thank you like before the movie it starts.
Yeah.
So then it was like you had to wait
Yeah.
30 minutes, and then this nice little thank you thing got ruined because like by then everybody's like, "Get on with the movie."
Yeah.
And people were like complaining and saying
Yeah.
like,
This is okay. Here's the thing, and I can't. It was very interesting because I heard this before Gloria and I went to see it. I don't want to derail this too long, but I had been listening to Mega 64's podcast, and one of the guys, and a bunch of them had seen it, and they were talking about it, and then all of a sudden they're like, "But what was with that stupid Frozen short?" And I was like, "What?" Because immediately it's like, "What do you mean they play?" And they all were complaining about how awful it was, and it was stupid, and it was just dragged on forever and all this stuff. And one of the guys who was on the show, who's actually Hispanic, because that was like his joke, is he was like, they were all joking about it, and he was like, I could be one of those people. I was excited. I was like, I saw one of the Mexican dudes, and I was like, hey, if I had a stash, that would be me. He's like, that's pretty cool. And he's like, but his point, and I thought this was really interesting, because so I carried this into like seeing it and trying to pull that into the context. It was really weird because the whole Frozen short was all about traditions and being excited about other people's traditions and learning about other people's traditions.
And isn't that like the core of Coco?
And Coco is all about traditions in Dia de los Muertos. And so it's like,
you guys are really pushing for,
this is kind of cringe. This is creepy. So, and then on top of it, and then immediately after that, not only do they have this stupid Frozen short all about, we need to be excited about other people's traditions and blah, blah, blah. Then you have the creators of it being like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for coming and seeing our movie. We just really appreciate it.
Get on
it. Was just like, well, it was that.
Oh, the creators.
But then it was also like,
is it the creators of Coco?
Of Coco, yeah.
Like Pixar.
And then of course you have like the creators of Coco coming on and like just being so, which I'm like, yeah, like
if that was the only thing that was before the movie, you'd be like, oh, this is nice.
Why didn't they just have the thank you and then go into the movie?
I don't know. Why do you even need to have it? All seemed like it was a setting up of like, you're not going to like this. So here are some things to maybe like get you to like it a little more, which
like,
to me made me so
set the stage.
Yeah,
but it's like they're
to me it made me so infuriated because the movie was fantastic.
Do you even just recommend waiting until it comes on a DVD so then you could just watch it straight from the get-go?
No, I did see that they're getting rid of the short. Like Disney is pulling the short like next week or something.
Oh, really? Okay.
Sure,
go see it because
we could go like during Christmas or something.
Oh yeah, I'd see it again.
Okay.
Go see it to support Coco because I think one of the infuriating things, and this is what I feel so frustrated for even the creators, is it's one of those media lashbacks that now the thing that was so awful is ruining how good Coco was. Like I would argue, and there's objective things that I could turn to and argue, that this was probably one of the best Pixar movies that they've ever made.
Really?
Like it was fantastic. It like just the narrative, like the emotional.
Like Pixar always gets better.
It always gets better. Yeah, and it straight up, it was one of the best Pixar movies that they've
I kind
of
feel
made.
bad because I feel like it's Disney's fault that
it's absolutely Disney's fault.
Like Pixar was probably like, we don't really want to do this, but
Well,
Disney's like, we have to do this because
Frozen isn't
kids
their
might
property.
not understand why we're making a
right.
Yeah, Frozen isn't their thing. I don't know why they would be like, oh yeah, put in a 30-minute segment before our movie. It probably was literally like
Disney was like, hey, we want to.
We're putting this in
because they're making Frozen 2, so they probably were like, hey, we want to keep people hyped about Frozen, and we'll make this like little short.
Well, didn't you say it was gonna be an ABC?
It was supposed to be an ABC Christmas special.
Yeah, I saw that too.
And then for some reason, and that's why I don't quite buy that, because the whole thing literally is like to a T, like literally the whole. So I'm gonna spoil it for everybody because they're gonna pull it anyway. The whole thing is basically Anna and Elsa are opening up the castle for Christmas and blah blah blah, and they're like, "Hey, so come on in," and everyone starts leaving. They're like, "Why are you going?" And all the townspeople are like, "Well, it's our tradition on Christmas that my husband and I knit socks for our grandchildren," and it's like, "Well, you can come do this." They're like, "Okay, no, thank you," and so then they're all upset because they're like, and then Olaf, that mother effing stupid snowman. God, I hate that snowman.
You don't like Olaf? He's so.
Oh my gosh. And then
worse than Jar Jar Binks.
They'd be good friends. But then and then they go into this whole thing of Olaf being like, "Well, what are your traditions, Anna and Elsa?" And they're like, "We don't have any traditions." And then it's like, he's like, "Well, I'll be the hero and I'll go find traditions and I'll bring them back and blah, 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 and they'll love me." And then he goes on this hunt to like get
PBS
traditions.
Jeez.
And then all this stuff happens. And then at the end, big twist, you find out that Anna and Elsa's tradition was making snowmen. And then that's how they made Olaf. And it was just like all these things that it was literally... Because Gloria, like the first 2 minutes, Gloria was like, "What is this?" And I was like, "I don't know. It's dumb. I heard about this." Because I'd been talking about it.
I could just see. My thing is like, because you're with Glow, like you're trying to be more optimistic, like maybe it'll get better, maybe it'll be fine. And then like at the very end, I just see you like, as they're saying like, "Oh, thank you for watching." You're like, "It's dumb. That was dumb. That was dumb." That was dumb. What do you got? That was dumb.
Yeah.
You see that? Dumb.
That's pretty. It was really funny though, because like Glow, especially working at a school that has a high Latino population, her being really passionate about Latino culture and stuff,
having to deal with that before.
Well, and her excitement for this movie was she studied abroad in Guanajuato, which was one of the cities that the Pixar studio went and studied for the layout and the culture and how things flowed in the city. And that was one of the things. And so she was even more pissed than I was, because she was pulling in the like, this is dumb, and like, why did they do this, and what's the purpose?
Of
and
all people, the most like sweetest, self-conscious of like the area around her, Pearson, is getting mad over.
Oh, she was so ticked.
No,
I could see how it would like actually detract from like the intent of the movie.
Well, because
'Cause
Frozen,
it's
Frozen has just been done to death. That is my thinking on it. Of it was so overhyped from the very beginning, and everyone said it was overhyped, but then they're still pulling out from it.
Yeah,
It's I totally understand, because I think someone made a point. I think it was actually, I was listening to a different thing when Bill Burr was ranting about Justin Bieber and Post Malone, and he's talking about like, you know, Post Malone. He's like, yeah, this kid's gonna do good. He's gonna do good stuff. And he's like, but Justin Bieber. He's like, what is this kid?
So Bill Burr on record likes Post Malone.
I think he says he's like, I mean, I don't know if he's like a fan of his music, but
he says he's cool dude.
He's like, this kid's gonna go far. He's like, he's actually good. But he's talking about,
he's like our dream guest. If we could have anyone on our show,
yeah, Post Malone would be hilarious.
Be amazing.
But he was talking about Justin Bieber, and he was saying, he's like, if you don't like their music, he's like, you're 40. It's not for you. And so there's part of me that I was like, oh, you know what? That's a really good point, Bill Burr. But at the same time, there is an objective thing of like, your music is trash. You're talking about really stupid things, and I don't know why parents let their kids listen to this dreamy frat boy who just wants to get in your teenage daughter's pants. Like, I don't, not about that.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have this where I was like, all right, well, Frozen isn't for me as a 23-year-old man who likes metal and has tattoo. You know, like, Frozen's not for me. But at the same time, it was just objectively, it was like, this is horrible. This is horrible.
Do you think if like even it was if they did a good job with the story, it might have even not been that bad?
No,
or do you think it was
like,
just too
it's
long?
like, why is this in
it even
here? Because Gloria and I were talking about like, well, what if they did this? And she was like giving me all these things. I was like, you know what? It solves all our problems. Don't put it in there.
Yeah.
Like, none of these questions arise if you just don't put that stupid short in there to begin with.
It's not even a short. It's like a movie.
It's a TV episode.
TV special,
it's a flat out TV episode is what it is. And it was just, oh gosh.
they should have saved it for TV.
Black Friday.
That was another
stuff.
large tangent.
Yeah.
Was that everything you got?
Yeah, that was everything.
Everything I got?
The gaming laptop's my everything.
I'll do the things that I got then. Games wise, I got Xenoverse 2 for the Switch. It's only $19 at Walmart.
Nice.
So
Ooh.
I wasn't gonna get it, but I saw it. I just saw it at Walmart and it was $19. I was like, all right.
Every time I hear Xenoverse 2, I think
Xenoblade. Yeah.
I'm always like, don't you mean Xenoblade?
Yeah, but the DBZ game.
Yeah.
And then I got the Wolfenstein Dual Pack for $15. For
What?
the PS4.
I was looking for that at Best Buy.
Oh really?
But they
I
didn't
grabbed
have
it
it
at Best Buy. The funny thing is, I went to Best Buy first, and I just like wanted to get in and get out.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I like forgot to grab a bunch of stuff. By the time we were in line, I was like, I'm not going back. And then, so I like
I'm not
forgot to
going
grab
back.
Wolfenstein and a bunch of other things.
Yeah.
So then we came back later after all of the other stores, and I grabbed it then. I was gonna get Death of the Outsider too, but I decided to.
I gotta finish.
I decided to temper my buying too many things.
Backlog.
Those are the only games I got. I also grabbed the Zelda wired Switch controller
Nice.
for $17 from Walmart.
Nice.
So that was pretty cool. And then movie-wise, I got a crap load of stuff. I got the Watchmen Steelbook,
Ooh.
Wonder Woman, Spider-Man, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Inception Steelbook, Princess Bride, The Wolverine, Suicide Squad. I put a little note not to judge. And then
I was literally about to be like,
I saw it.
Suicide Squad.
It's like,
I got a list of all the movies
Yeah.
I got to get, even the DC
Quick
ones.
side note on that. That all the more reason why I would never want to watch Suicide Squad now, because like if Batman vs Superman everyone was like it was pretty bad, and then everyone says Suicide Squad was worse than Batman
I
vs
can't
Superman.
imagine that.
That's
I literally
brutal.
Suicide
can't
Squad is kind of like
imagine.
your description of Savages. Like I saw it. I remember the characters, but I don't really remember what they did or like
What happened?
why. And then the ending is just kind of like
What?
Like they basically just took the basic concept. I always say this to everybody.
Yeah.
Like imagine what the Suicide Squad is, and they just made a movie. They're like, let's just make a movie where we band a bunch of people together and they take down.
I
some
heard
bad
it
guys.
was.
I'm like, you couldn't come up with anything better
I heard
than
it was.
just
People were saying it was like DC's attempt at trying to do their Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah,
Like the Misfits coming
yeah.
together, which Guardians of the Galaxy nails to a T and is probably the best in that, but
Yeah.
you can't fight that.
Suicide. Yeah, and then don't get me started on that joke.
All I heard,
We already did that. On
I do want to say there was a
podcast.
dude, there was a guy who was reviewing his channel's called I Hate Everything. I feel like Josh would love his stuff.
I need to check it out. Yeah.
No, it is good. He has that as an ironic name because it's like he's just super critical and he's like everyone just thinks I hate everything. I'm just because I'm analytical. So
Sounds like him.
speaking to you.
Yeah.
But he was talking about Suicide Squad and he was like talking about all the different heroes. He's like, and so apparently there's a guy who can jump over buildings, jumping. He's like, or what is his name? Like the Climber or something. It's like one of the Suicide Squad dudes
I don't even
apparently
remember
can
who's
like
all in the Suicide Squad. To be honest, it's like there's the crocodile guy.
Yeah.
There's Deadshot, which is a dope person, but they
ruined him. I heard.
Plus
That's what he
Will
said.
Smith too. I'm like, dude, Will Smith.
Of
And
all
then they
people.
throw him in a trash movie.
Yeah.
And then some guy who can combust. I don't know, like he can turn himself on fire or something. Like
He's like, fuck
it's
off.
just like I don't even remember. There's like
Yeah.
7 dudes that I don't remember. Like,
There was
any
just
of
this
them.
one dude who said who
Harley?
could like, yeah. Apparently there's one guy really early on who could like jump buildings and he was like, do you know what? This guy's my favorite character just because all he can do is jump buildings. Like that's an amazing power. And then he dies at the beginning. He's like, you killed my favorite character in the first one. And then he said Big Boomer. He like made fun of Big Boomerang or whatever that guy's name was.
I literally.
I love
don't
how
remember.
we know more
I
about this
literally
movie
don't
and we
remember.
haven't seen
Yeah,
it.
we know more about it than you and you're
I saw it
DC
in
fan.
theaters and I don't like. Yeah.
He was just making a joke about Big Boomerang, just saying how lame of a anything that is. But he was like, do you know what's the sad part? The saddest part is that Big Boomerang was my favorite character. He had more development than Harley Quinn, Joker, Deadshot, Crocodile, and he, like just basically saying the most
See, that was the
unknown
thing that
character
annoyed
is
me
the most
is-
well
Yeah.
developed.
Like Margot Robbie playing Harley Quinn, I thought she did a really good job. And Will Smith as Deadshot, I thought he did a good job. But they put them into a trash movie.
Yeah.
Like they could have done so much, like you said with Batman vs Superman, they could have done so much with it, and they just did not. They did not do anything. And you guys know more about it than I do. And I saw it in theater.
And Suicide Squad.
Also, I think I saw that with Busco. So imagine like what he would have thought coming out of that.
Oh my
He was like,
He must have been more
I don't
confused
get
walking
like
in.
what happened.
Mado.
My dude.
I'm not watching
Let's
that
not
again.
speak of this again.
What happened, Mado?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I didn't follow.
So yeah, I got Suicide Squad just because I have to.
Mm.
And then I got Fantastic Beasts and the Mad Max Dual Edition with the
Nice.
monochrome or whatever.
Nice.
Is the new Mad Max good?
I've heard really,
Yeah.
it's won some awards.
Yeah, it's
So,
really
I have
good.
that
I
if
would
we
love to
wanna
watch
watch
that.
it.
Yeah.
We should just have a movie marathon on a Saturday.
should.
Some
I'll
Saturday.
I'll bring that
During
Cool.
Christmas break, I'd be down for that.
Sweet.
or after so I can be there too.
Mm.
No, I want to be there and not have school.
We'll do it early January when you come back. Like when classes are just
Oh yeah,
starting.
I
'cause
forgot
won't
you have Christmas break.
No, it's
like-
not. Well, it's not till like the 20th I start classes. So,
Right. But you're going to be in Milwaukee though.
Yeah.
We're going to be here
Yeah. Right.
because we have work and
Yeah,
adult
we'll
You
have
guys
to
are
work.
adults. Well, I mean,
Yeah,
I could.
we're
I could
adults.
just.
Well,
come up and
we're gonna be
Good.
trying to do like some creative stuff too
Yeah.
during that time, so we
Mm.
could wait like till February and then
I could stay by Auntie Joe and them.
Oh, you could. Yeah.
Just do that.
Yeah.
So,
Anyways,
We'll
sorry.
see.
Side note.
So yeah, those are all the things I got. The things I wanted to get was Horizon Zero Dawn. I didn't. I decided not to pull the trigger because I wanted to get the DLC too, and I saw that there's a complete edition coming out soon.
Yeah,
So
but
then
for
I'm just gonna-
$40, I was like, nah.
I'm just gonna wait for that version to go on sale and then get it eventually because I have too many other
Because
games
then you
to
have
play.
everything and it's
Yeah.
on sale.
But I almost pulled the trigger on because I had like $10 too, so it would have been like $5.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to get the Wolfenstein thing as well, and so $25 for Wolfenstein 2 as well. That was tempting.
Yeah, that was really on sale.
So-
I was tempted, but I had seen a review that like was saying the new Colossus or what was the first one?
New
Order.
The New
Yeah.
Order did a better job of establishing. Like I just heard the New Order was better than the new Colossus.
Really?
It was just one review. It was The Escapist,
Mm.
and he gave very valid reasons. For me personally, I was like, okay, now I'm drawn more towards
Plus
The
that one's
original.
cheaper
the
right
original.
now too.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you can get the dual pack. It was like $15,
I might have to. Oof.
and I think it's normally like 20-25. So
Yeah,
just wait for another sale sometime. I'm sure it'll go down to 15 eventually and just stay
Mhm.
there. But other ones that I wanted to get was Death of the Outsider, like I said before, but just decided to wait. And then South Park, I wanted to get that one too, but
Same.
decided to wait.
I passed.
I kind of I always go overboard on buying games. Like last year, I bought like 6 games, and then I ended up just selling them all again like a month later because I was like, I don't have time for this.
Yeah.
So I purposefully didn't buy any games really.
You don't want to make your
Xenoverse
backlog
2.
bigger than what it is.
Yeah, I kind of was like, I'm not gonna play these right now, and then by the time I actually want to play them, they'll probably be cheap again anyway. So
yeah,
that's what I
save
did.
money now.
Anything you guys wanted to get but didn't get?
I didn't get Xenoverse, which I know I specifically
We flip
said
flopped
that.
on that too.
Yeah,
because I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna get it, and then I ended up buying it, and you didn't get it.
It was one
I
of
think
those
you can
things.
do like co-op play,
Oh yeah. That'd be
so
sweet.
we could just play on my Switch or something.
Yeah, I think the draw of it was like, oh, that'd be a fun game to actually. I would potentially play it with somebody because it'd be just kind of like a goofy.
Do you know what actually did it? Was our cousin had Xenoverse 2 on the PS4, and he just said it was like mediocre.
Yeah, I
average.
think that's what it was. I asked him what he thought, and he's like, yeah, it was fun for like
And
the
he's got
first
a good
2 hours.
he's got a good mind of games.
That's why,
so.
I bought it. I was never gonna pay $40 for it, and I was like, screw that. But
Yeah, I
19, I was like, I've been wanting to play some DBZ again, and I figured it'd be kind of fun to just mash around.
I think that's where I'm struggling with games right now. Is I'm trying to be better because I don't want my backlog to grow, even if it is. Because my mentality is, you hit it to a T a couple weeks ago when we were joking about it. When it was, oh, it's cheap now. I might play it eventually. Might as well get it when it's $20 versus $60. But I think I'm trying to avoid that now because, especially with a game, if it's a game like Horizon where it's critically acclaimed and it's crazy good and everyone's been saying it's good for the whole duration, versus Xenoverse where my cousin who played it for a good 10-15 hours was like, it's good for like the first 10%. It's like, well, I guess I'm getting 2 new flannels. So that was kind of my mentality.
I think the reason I decided to pull the trigger on Xenoverse is mostly because I wanted something different than a Nintendo title that I could also do, because I'm imagining like Swaggy P coming over or something, and me and him could play some,
buddy,
because he loves DBZ. So
I
figured it'd be a fun co-op game.
Dude,
Plus, we could try and do some goofy co-op stuff.
I'd love to see what kind of character he would make.
So.
Did we convince him which he's gonna do yet?
I don't.
I haven't heard any
conversation
updates.
just stopped.
Yeah, it just died.
It basically degraded into we're just telling you to get a PS4 and a Switch.
Yeah. Yes,
because you'd be like, here's all the things that are awesome about the Switch, and I'm like, well, to be honest, here's all the things that are awesome about the PS4, and then you're like, oh yeah, this and this about the PS4 and these games, and I'm like, yeah, but the Switch has this and this, and I'm like, basically what we're saying
more
is
or
you
less
should get both.
is you should just get both systems.
Did he ask which one
he was
you
like,
should get?
he's like, honest opinion, should you get a PS4 or a Switch? And it was.
And
it's hard.
He initially advocated Switch, and then I pushed back and said, this is what's awesome about PS4.
Yeah.
But then you went PS4, and I went Switch, so we were kind of like, frick,
You
they're
switched
both
to
awesome.
the Switch,
They're both
to
awesome.
the Switch to the PS4,
Yeah.
and so they are. I think it's hard because the PS4 legitimately is better than the Xbox One. You can't argue. It's
exactly.
It is better games, same games. It's a little more powerful. We have it, so you can play with us. But then you have some of the best games that have ever come out, in my opinion, on the Switch right now. Mm-hmm. So, and I beat.
Plus, Jacob already has an Xbox, so
yeah.
But
that's the bummer part. Is it's like, what is the purpose of your console? If the purpose of your console is to play new games, in my opinion, the Switch is better because they just have more IPs that are coming out. Some of the indies that are coming out are really good.
But the PS4 has established IPs that have come out, and they're extremely cheap.
Well, and they have more third-party titles too.
Exactly.
So, which are the majority of which online focused. So, if you're intending to reach out and play with other people, which I'm not.
And that's why I told him, I was like, if it helps your decision at all, Busco also just got a PS4.
That I'm so glad.
Imagine 4-player Payday with Jacob.
Oh my gosh, dude. Oh, buddy.
Jacob and Busco.
Or
you
Killing
can
Floor.
Yeah.
And killing floor with 4 people.
When you saw the DLC came out to play as Ethan and Hila.
Oh yeah, I saw
Extreme
that.
Productions, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's like Hila's voice lines are just hilarious.
It's funny because she's so serious.
I'm gonna kill you.
What I
Hila's voice.
was watching the podcast where they were talking. I was watching a clip from it, and Ethan is like totally Ethan, and Hila is not Hila.
No,
at
not
all.
at all,
It's
yeah.
so funny.
Yeah.
I thought that was fantastic.
It's hilarious.
So I just wish that they would have. I wish they would have put some of their lines in. I hope that would be fantastic. It's like fat vapes. Like as you're like running in.
I honestly, because
stealing-
there was one YouTube video that had, I can't credit it because I don't know who made it, but it was basically showcasing. It was a showcase of all his dialogue lines and his outfits and stuff. And I think there was something about vaping. There had to be.
That'd be great.
All I
would
know
be
is my favorite
hilarious.
one is he's like, "You like my sick new beanie, bro?" I was like,
That's
"Oh."
awesome.
He's like,
My
yes,
sick new
I want to play this.
The sickest,
That's
fattest
awesome.
vapes.
Here we are on a podcast talking about another podcast. So meta.
Meta. So yeah, Black Friday.
I thought we were gonna harmonize.
Meta.
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 Everybody's
Meta.
meta playing games.
Hello.
Black Friday.
Hello.
Hey.
You're like hello.
So yeah, we had a pretty successful Black Friday.
Yep.
All things involved.
It was kind of boring.
All things
Bought more
considered.
movies than I usually buy, but bought less games than I usually buy.
There was that. If we can do a side note. Well, I mean, this is talking about Black
It's a
Friday.
short side note.
Yeah.
My bladder is filling again.
You went before we started.
But I also drank a glass of water.
That was like
I drank a glass of water too, and I'm fine.
And I also drank one of these frickers.
giant can of Monster. Yeah, that's
Drink
gonna
one of
be-
these frickers. Oh gosh.
When we were at the movie section at Best Buy, our dad was looking through stuff, and it was such a weird realization because I had realized when we went to see Thor Ragnarok, I don't think I've went to the theater to see a movie since like the summer, which I was like,
I think
dang,
when we
that-
saw Spidey.
Spider,
I
yeah,
wanna say.
Homecoming, dang. So, or was it when did Guardians of the Galaxy 2 come out? No, that was like June.
Did you
Okay.
see Wonder Woman in theaters?
Yes.
Yeah,
Because that came out after Spider-Man.
did it? Okay.
In
So
June.
then
Spider or Wonder Woman.
So Spider-Man came out in July.
No, Spider-Man came out in...
Mm-hmm.
Did
like
it?
July.
It was
Oh,
July
Wonder Woman
because we
was in
went
May.
on for Josh's bachelor party.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you were there. You
No, I know I was there. I just couldn't remember when it was.
Yeah. So but I hadn't seen a movie in theaters since then, since either Wonder Woman or Spider-Man. But that was still during the summer, so at
Mhm.
least like 4 months. And I enjoyed Thor Ragnarok and stuff, but I realized it's like, wow, basically all the movies I went to see in theaters this summer were Marvel movies or
Yeah.
superhero movies.
Yeah.
Basically,
didn't
all I
care about
watch is
anything else.
superhero movies now because all the other ones I'm like, eh.
It's
Unless it's a Christopher Nolan film. I saw Dunkirk. In
my thing
theaters.
is, as long as if there's Dunkirk looked really good. That was one I was tempted to see.
It was good.
Or Get Out too.
In
That was-
IMAX, it was legit.
There's
I
a
really
few-
wanted to go
yeah.
see Get Out. I think it was just the thing with superhero movies is that we, as superhero nerds, like especially for Marvel movies, you know what you're getting. So that's why I love going to them. Is because like I know I'm gonna be entertained. If it's not that good, it's still fine. So like Ant-Man's the best example. Ant-Man wasn't my favorite, but I still
There's
like,
a payoff.
there's a
when you
payoff.
watch
Like
it.
I had fun
Mhm.
watching it, and it was entertaining. And then same with Thor Ragnarok. Like that's still like the funniest Marvel movie. They just nailed the humor. But going off of that, when we were at the Best Buy movie section, my dad was like looking through all the movies. It was like recent releases, and he was kind of like, "Did you see this?" I was like, "No." He's like, "Was this any good?" I was like, "No, I don't think it's supposed to be good." He just was like, kind of pursed his face, and he was like, "Man, there was like nothing good out this year." I was like, "Yeah, huh."
It was a rough.
It was
I was
a really
reading somewhere
dry
else
year.
that there's a lot of critique about this year being a very bad year
Oh,
for
really?
movies.
Okay, so it's not
Yeah,
just
it's not just.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like there just weren't.
I didn't see a ton either. All I saw was like Wonder Woman, Spider-Man, Dunkirk, and Thor. I
What?
think.
Yeah, all
And
the
Justice
ones,
League.
all the ones that I bought. Wonder Woman, I actually really enjoyed. I heard Baby Driver's fantastic. Hacksaw
that
Ridge,
come
I
out
heard
this
is
year?
pretty good. Yeah,
Yeah.
Baby Driver
Hacksaw
came out this
Ridge, I
year.
think, was last year, wasn't it?
Was it? No, I thought that it was this year too.
Because they had it on
Early
the
this
they
year.
had it on the planes when I was flying back from Mexico. But that's still
You got married
large
this
enough.
year.
Yeah, that's why. Well, I wouldn't think that the movie would be in theaters and out by the time June comes around. But I guess that's halfway through the year.
Well, you think Baby Driver came out this year and it was already
Yeah.
on DVD?
It
DVD
came, it
releases
came
are
out
way-
this year too.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
they're
And
way
everyone
quicker
says
now.
it was really that actually. I think that's playing at the Marquee
Ooh.
or the one at Union South. I might go see that tonight since I'm not doing anything.
Yeah, do
but
it. Tell us how it is.
I might. I'm actually.
I want to see it, but I don't like scary movies.
Dude, it
I'm
actually-
gonna crap my pants.
People have been saying the scariness is pretty good in it, so that's why I'm kind of like, oh, I don't know if I don't want to see it alone. That's my
Did
problem.
you ever
Not
see
that
the
like
first one?
I never saw the original. No.
That one gave me nightmares.
I heard that's like a 5-hour deal or something like that. Like
Is
it's
it really?
stupid
It's like
long.
3 hours or something.
I heard it's really long.
It is
Yeah.
long though.
I heard an interesting perspective though, like because people were saying this one is really good. I think it was on Oni Plays actually, one of the YouTube channels I watched. They were saying how it did a really good job, like the kid actors, because I know Finn Wolfhard's in it, the guy or the kid who's
Yeah,
Mike
yeah.
in Stranger Things. They're saying like he does a good job as like the nerdy kid. They were saying how with the kids it's an interesting perspective because it's kids dealing with like, because you're so used to adults trying to handle like this foreign or evil entity, but then it's actually kids dealing with it and trying to solve it. And they're like, oh, that's interesting. But then apparently they're making it too when it's their adults. And he said that's just going to be so boring because it's just going to be another horror movie then, where this iteration of it is interesting because it's just kids trying to solve it and whatnot. So
Yeah, because
that's
the
where I
first
find
one
it
was
interesting.
the whole narrative.
Yeah.
Whereas this one, they're splitting it into two.
So I might give it a shot. We'll see.
Cool.
Nice. Hacksaw Ridge did come out in 2016, so
Oh,
I'm not
shoot.
crazy.
I don't
I'm
believe
not crazy.
I don't believe it.
I substitute your reality and implement my own.
Implement my own.
I don't know how the quote goes, but close enough. But no, it was a rough year for movies. And I think it's like frustrating because I know there's all this stuff going on in Hollywood too right now. And there's all those
honestly,
things.
that might be a big part of it. Because it's like the whole conspiracy stuff, right? Is that what's going on? I thought that was what the big thing is. There's just surfacing of
all
people,
the gunk that's coming out.
all like the drama and
I mean,
scandals
I feel
and
like
stuff.
the past couple years, though, it felt like movies are just like everything.
They're just not good.
Everything's a superhero movie. Everything's a sequel. Everything's just a repro of some old franchise.
Everything's a bad horror movie.
Like I want to see like something that's like an original movie.
Well,
there are some,
but
there
I
are
think
some
that's
shining through,
I think that's the problem is that the original movie because is it Sean Penn who wrote Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz?
Simon Pegg.
No,
Simon Pegg.
Simon
Pegg. Sean Penn is like a actor, isn't he?
Simon Pegg.
Is it Simon?
It's Simon Pegg.
I don't know who whoever the
like
director
the
is.
Redheaded dude. Who's
Yeah.
Yeah, he's Scotty and the Star Trek. Simon Pegg.
No, but whoever the guy is who directs him and like those movies, like he was the one who made Baby Driver. And so that's why I was like, oh, that would be I'm actually even more excited to see it then because I know that he just like Edgar Wright.
Oh, Edgar Wright.
Edgar Wright. I was like Sean Penn.
Simon
right.
Pegg is the
actor.
Sean,
right? But I was watching a video of like why his movies are so good, and I was like, yeah, like he makes good films, and I think what's infuriating is I want more not experimental, but I want more original ideas. But everything that I've seen that's like an original. What was that movie with Matt Damon, The Great Wall, where it's like lizard people at the bottom of the like things like that, where it's like that's an original movie, but good lord, am I not even gonna
that
go
is
close
the
to
most
that.
like little, almost like a 5-year-old being like, what if there were the lizard and samurai and they fight the Great Wall and that's like perfect. Write it down.
Write it down.
But it's just
that's why I like Nolan because a lot of his
do you know what
films
it
tend to be like visionary type, like not based off some like story that already exists. Although Dunkirk has happened, but
I mean, I have no problem with like stories but it's just like, gosh, just make a good movie. Just like make a good movie and tell a good story.
Yeah, if I can make a point going off of both what you said and I had a realization, because you were saying like, what was the director's name again?
Christopher Nolan.
Edgar
Wright.
Edgar Wright. So like Edgar Wright and Christopher Nolan, you guys are saying like both of you see each of those as good directors for what you admire in their films. Because for me, I love Wes Anderson. He's my favorite director.
What movies has he done?
He's done Moonrise Kingdom, Grand Budapest Motel, Fantastic Mr. Fox, like my second or third all-time favorite movie. And he's making a new movie, which I am so excited for, called The Isle of Dogs. And it's like, and when you say original, that's why I'm excited for this, is because it's like something it might be based off a book or something like he's done, but it's this whole thing about basically like in Japan. That's another reason why I love it so much is they're actually bringing like Japanese actors and stuff on it too. It's like this stop motion animation where all the dogs, like the overpopulation of dogs in Japan is reaching like maximum capacity, and so they're basically just shipping all the dogs of Japan to this trash island. But then this one kid like wants to find his dog that was sent there or whatever, and just this whole journey with that. And
is that like is it like an interesting style of animation?
Yes,
or something?
very.
I remember
it's stop motion, but it's just very like stylistic, and he did that with Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Like shouted that out at one point, and I was like, that looks interesting.
Wes Anderson is known very much for he doesn't do a lot of crazy camera movements with his shots.
It's
like if you notice,
like it stands in one spot.
Yeah,
and
like a camera
move
moves and then it cuts based on like if someone walks off frame, that's when it cuts. Like it's not like a tracking shot, or it's not someone walking and then the camera following them. It's like
it's really
the
cool.
framing. So he's very. It's very. I don't want to say it's simplistic because it's really not, but it's not this. cameras flying around and drone shots and dolly shots and all this.
It's interesting because it's simplistic.
Yeah, exactly.
Like one of the things I think about from Fantastic Mr. Fox, because I've watched the movie like 5 or 6 times, and I love watching the little nuances. The whole, like, a perfect example of camera tracking is these squirrels are like moving Mr. Fox into his new house and stuff, and the camera's following the boss dude who's like going and saying like, okay, we need to make sure we move that couch over there, like bring the stuff up, like, hey, carry with 2 hands, don't, be careful there, you're not Superman. And he's like saying all these things, but it's like the camera's just following him as he's like walking into the house, going up the house, and it's just like simply just kind of going right then up, but it's still, you're seeing all the little things.
You're seeing things happen around him
as
around
he
walks.
Him. So really cool. And so I see that as like, maybe it's just the individual directors themselves that we grow attached to and are like, I will see this movie because I know this person will deliver. Whereas it's hard for me to be like, some movie comes out and looks interesting and it's like, but will it be that good? Because I know Secret Life of Walter Mitty, when I first saw the trailer, I was like, oh, that looks really interesting, like an original idea. And I know it's a book, but I was like, oh, that actually looks really well executed. But then everyone said it was really bad. So
I saw that and I thought it was actually good.
Yeah.
You also saw Batman vs Superman initially. You were like, yeah, that's pretty good.
But I'm biased towards like superhero.
I'm
biased towards superhero movies.
Yeah.
But I thought Walter Mitty was actually pretty good. Like,
and it might be.
But
I think in terms of just giving movies a chance, I mean, I should do that more, but I think we talked about that too with games. It's just like, I don't want to invest in something that I don't know I'll get my worth out of. If that makes sense.
Yeah, 100%.
So,
like, but sometimes you could miss out on something that you
could
would have. Like, if I would have given up on Persona 4, I would have never experienced the magic.
But then with movies, though, and even with, like, I think even more so with movies, it's so easy to just wait till it comes on DVD, and then if everyone says it's amazing, okay, I'll check it out, and then you enjoy it, yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing for me is, like, I really won't go to the movies unless I, like, almost know I'm going to like the movie.
Yeah.
So, like, superhero movie, even if it's DC, like, I know I'm going to feel like I got my money's worth just because, like, it's an action movie. At its base, it's an action movie, and I like just the experience of going to the films with my brother or whatever and just sitting there. Or like Christopher Nolan, like his cinematography and like the sounds and like the acting is just like off the charts. And so I'll go see that. But
to me, I think it's, interestingly enough, it's with any medium. I think there's an entry price. And we're getting to the point where the market is so saturated with stuff that I don't have the time and I don't have the money to just pump into experimenting with, like you said, Phil, well, what if I miss out on this thing and it's really good? Well, then I'm going to talk to people who I trust and see what they say about it. And if it is really worth it, then sure, I'll go for it. But when
it's critically panned and everyone says it's awful, you don't.
It's really, like, I don't want to spend $12 to hate it. Whereas like with Batman vs Superman, as much as I abhorred that movie, I paid like $4 for it on Black Friday last year, and I finally sat down and watched it. And it's one of those things where I'm glad I watched it because it makes me validated. It validated like I'm giving Justice League a shot tonight when I see it, and if I hate it, I'm never touching a DC movie again because I don't have the time and I don't have the desire.
I feel like even if you hate it, we got to go to the next one together in theaters. I will pay for you.
I'm not going.
All right,
I'll pay for your ticket.
All right.
I haven't been to a DC movie yet with you, and I want to experience the magic.
Yeah. I was joking with because me and one of my coworkers are going, and I was joking with him. I was like, dude, I've only known you for 3 months. I'm kind of scared of what's gonna come out of me when we see this movie. He's like, no, it's the part of the fun part is.
What about Wonder Woman 2?
I'd see Wonder Woman 2, but again, I think I gave Wonder Woman a shot, and I really, really liked it
because people
said it was like this is actually really good.
It wasn't that we immediately thought it was gonna. And that's the hard part of like distinguishing between like, oh well, you just liked it because everyone else said it was good, or like, oh, you didn't see it because everyone else hated it. There's this sense of they were giving it worth, therefore I will see if I like it or not. And like, I would say Wonder Woman was great. It wasn't my favorite at all, but I enjoyed it and I had a good time and it was worth the money. And like, it wasn't as amazing as everyone says, but I liked it. It's not to say that I went in expecting this perfect movie just because everyone said it was perfect, So it's just kind of like balancing that, other people's opinions versus your own is like the driving force to see the movie.
With movies, I'm more willing to listen to reviews because it's like I don't have as much time, and I rarely watch movies on my own because it's like I don't have a ton of time, and I'd rather play a game or read a book or something. But like with games, like if it looks interesting, I probably won't buy it for $60, but I'll give it a shot somewhere. Like Wolfenstein, like it looks really fun, and I'll probably play it. But so
Yeah.
it's hard with the time and the money and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So with movies, movies are like the first thing to go, and then TVs, because people keep telling me like you got to watch Stranger Things, you got to watch Black Mirror, you got to watch all these shows, and they look amazing to me. But at the same time, it's like I don't have time to invest in like an entire TV show.
Yeah.
If I have to choose between certain mediums, so yeah, that's a whole nother podcast.
We should do a review about reviews.
We should do a movie one. That'd be fun.
We should also do a episode about reviews and like.
We should do an episode evaluating like how we decide to
I like it.
do things,
distinguishing good and bad.
Because I feel like
stuff.
each of us does it differently. Because like for
That's
movies,
very
you
true.
might be more willing to listen to the reviews, but with games, we might be more willing to take a shot.
Yeah, me personally,
like Mass Effect. If you listen to the reviews for Mass Effect Andromeda, you probably wouldn't have touched it. But you were like, "This is a franchise that I have liked in the past. I'm going to take a shot."
Well, it's a strange level of discernment, and I think you have to know yourself, and you have to know you have to have an understanding of how well the people around you know you.
Yeah.
And I think for me, I knew the things that I know myself, and I was hearing the things that people were saying about Mass Effect, and I was like, have they ever played a Mass Effect game before? Like, that was my response.
There is, yeah.
It was like, have they, like, literally, have you ever played a Mass Effect game? Like, that's what you're critiquing? Like, that's what you're complaining about? Like, dude, that was in the first 3, and you didn't say anything. So, like, you know, with all these things, it was like, I don't, that's not the same thing. As if they were saying, though, you literally physically can't. It's not like with, like, No Man's Sky, where people were like, it's empty. There's nothing. There's absolutely
there was no
nothing.
positivity drawn towards it.
Yeah.
And I was actually, to build off that point, I didn't really have apprehension buying Xenoblade Chronicles 2 because I love Xenoblade, the first one, so much. But I remember the majority of everyone loves it. But there was like, I think on GameSpot, which screw them, I don't care. But they had said on there that it's like, they gave
it like a 7 or something.
They gave it a 7. They were like, it's such, it's like has too many anime tropes. Like the screen is cluttered with the battle arts and stuff. And then literally everyone in the comments was like, that's Xenoblade. That's how the game is supposed to be. It's it's anime-esque.
Yeah, that's why I don't trust like reviews from media sites like that, because it's like you've probably never played any other anime type games. This is like anime games have anime tropes because they're anime games.
I base my thinking off of usually that's why I ask my friends who play these games like if they like it or not, because there was someone who commented on I think IGN gave it a pretty positive score, but the person from IGN said he likes JRPGs, and then someone had said that Kotaku gave it a bad review, but he admitted to not liking the Xeno games in general.
Yeah.
So then it's like,
why would you?
I think that's
like,
why would you even?
Why
give
are you
him
having him play that game in the first place?
Yeah.
So we should definitely do a podcast on reviews, because we could do this for a long time.
Oh my gosh, book it.
Book it.
Book in here. I'll book it later. We could do that next week.
I agree that reviews are you kind of got to know your audience, but also you got to like know who to talk to. Because like if you want an opinion on a superhero movie, you're not going to come to me unless it's Marvel.
It's true.
And I can usually assess, like somebody will ask me like, what'd you think of Batman vs Superman? I'm like, I thought it was good, but I think you'd hate it. Like my office mate asked me that at work. I was like, I went to see Justice League this weekend. He's like, how was it? I was like, on your scale or on my scale?
Yeah. Well,
and so you kind of got to know like
it's really
what you're looking for. And I know your level of what you're looking for versus like, I'm pretty simplistic when it comes to superhero movies.
Yeah.
But when it comes to other movies, I'm much more critical just because like I don't have enough
you want to
time.
get something more out of it.
Yeah.
It was what set me up to be. I already knew, I had a feeling I was gonna hate it as much as I did. Is my own mom, who she is not a film critic. She's not. She's like I liked it. It was fine. Like. Just I watched
she's
it.
good at pointing out stuff.
I think it's funny being around us now, and like now that we've gotten more vocal, she's inherited like she's gotten more critical about stuff. She's like, I don't get why they did that in the story, because like this didn't make sense, and we were like, yeah, that's exactly what we were thinking. And so it's kind of funny to hear. But she and my dad watched it, and I was like, yeah, I gotta watch Batman vs Superman because I'm doing this, blah blah blah. She was like, you're gonna hate that movie. And I was like, what? And she's like, it sucked. I was like, dang.
Our mom of all, she's like upset. She's accepting of any, not like she put, not like you put something on and she'll be willing to watch it, but like she's very much that if we're watching something together and she doesn't like it, it's like she would like if we're all together, she'd be like, "Oh, that was okay." But like for her to watch that and then be like, "That sucked."
She's like, "That was terrible."
Whoa.
I was like, "Dang."
Yeah.
Well, all right.
I want to do Christmas podcast next week.
We can see.
Or can we do
A Christmas podcast?
Yeah, Christmas themed podcast. It's almost the season.
Do we have any? Is next week the last one before the year?
No, we've got.
Is that-
Or do we have one more?
We've got like 2 more, I think.
Because we should do the last one before.
Well, I
break,
go back.
maybe?
I go back home on the 20th or the 19th.
We have the 10th and the 17th,
so we
So
could
maybe the 17th.
and then we'll be off. Also, we should make a note of this. I didn't realize we should do this. For anyone who is listening consistently, first off, thank you.
Oh, yeah,
we,
thanks.
We want to. Oh yeah, thanks.
Yeah,
we want to
whatever.
acknowledge you. Sorry that this episode's kind of lethargic. I think we're all exhausted.
We're all super tired.
Yeah, I got a concert to go to tonight still, so I'm like,
Oh frick.
A concert.
Yeah, we'll wrap
Yeah.
up. We'll wrap up. I got to go see Justice League in an
Yeah.
hour. So.
I gotta go sleep.
Oh, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it next week. Spoiler free, but we'll talk about it next week.
Shoot us a text once you finish it.
Yeah.
Just like your first, like one
Yeah.
sentence
Yeah.
summarization.
So we're gonna do, and we're not gonna do what I think most normal podcasts do. One, because we're not big, so we don't really care. But also we're gonna be taking holiday weekends off, so we're gonna have that week of the 24th and the 31st, since those are Christmas and New Year's. We're not gonna have any episodes going up, so there's gonna be a 2-week hiatus.
Brief hiatus.
Brief hiatus
to
or
sort
break, I
things
guess.
out, to solve family
Bring in the
issues.
new year. And after that, though, so we have 2 episodes coming in, the 10th, or I guess it'd be the 12th and the 19th over the next 2 weeks, and then 2 weeks off, and then in January we'll be starting again. So, and we're
Yeah.
pushing off. I talked to Matt. We're gonna push off the Pokemon review because we're all really behind, except for Zach. But Phil and Matt's not gonna get in. He said he's not gonna get in until around Christmas.
we should
so
do it. We should do it in the.
We're gonna do it in
the
January.
Year.
Yeah,
It won't
we're
be
gonna
like
do
a
it next year.
review. It'll be more of like follow-up Pokemon
Yep.
discussion.
Yeah.
Because I remember last time we did it and none of us had finished it yet, so it's kind of like awkward talking about it without
It's like, well,
any.
yeah.
Like I don't know what
I
to
don't
talk
think
about
any-
because you guys haven't
Yeah.
made it. Like
Yeah.
we should all get like at least somewhere towards the end so we
Yeah.
can like
Yeah.
actually
Yeah.
discuss.
We need to get to the new, because like actually that's what
yeah,
I
if
had
there's
heard.
nothing new, then it's like
Yeah.
we're just talking.
Well, what
about
I
the
had
old
heard
game.
is that, because at first I was like, this is the exact same as Sun, and I was kind of disappointed, but I just read or watched on YouTube that there actually people are praising Ultra Sun and Moon because it's like similar style, but everything moves at a faster pace, which is good because Sun got really grueling at times
Yeah,
in
I
terms of
remember
pacing.
that.
Mhm.
But they were saying the after stuff is like phenomenal, like best it's ever
Wow.
been in a Pokemon
Yeah.
game in terms
Wow.
of
Pokemon's
after.
one of those things where I won't read reviews until I beat the game.
Yeah.
And then I'll see what people are saying
Sure.
about it.
So
Cool. Yeah. So we'll be pocketing the Pokemon.
We'll be pocketing the Pokemons
Pokemons.
for next year.
hey man,
We're gonna be-
pocketing Pokemon.
Hey man, we got some Pokemons. I'm gonna do a review cast with our good friend Doug. Oh wait, Doug's dead.
Doug's Ragnarok
There goes
reference.
new Doug. But yeah, so we're gonna be pocketing the Pokemon podcast till next year.
Pocket Monster Pocket
Pocket
Podcast.
Mormons Pocket Pass Cast.
Bless you. Anyway,
We're done.
we are done. Well,
Catch you later, folks. Actually, host, you should sign off. Sorry.
wait, when
I
are we doing our
hijacked.
Christmas podcast?
We don't know yet.
The
12th,
week of the
17th?
17th.
17th?
Yeah.
What is a Christmas podcast? Well, we'll
I don't know.
We'll discuss
We'll
it.
do, we'll do something Christmas. We'll do Christmas
You can plan
quizzes.
that one. I plan all the other ones.
Can I
You-
host that one?
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
As long as it's still somewhat video game pop culture.
Yeah, it'll be, I mean, like, we'll talk about
Christmas
stuff we've...
specials.
There's got to be, like, Christmas specials, games we've gotten on
It'll
Christmas.
be basically just be the Halloween episode.
Yes.
We could play some Christmas games. Yeah, it'll be, like...
Christmas
yeah.
games.
Favorite Christmas movie?
There are some Christmas games.
Die Hard.
Die Hard.
Yeah.
Christmas Vacation.
Christmas with the Cranks.
All right, this was our 7th podcast. Thank you for listening, people. You can check us out on.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah.
Do you just
We are
always
on-
leave it to him?
Yeah. We're on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and I think that's it. TuneIn Radio. That's the other one.
YouTube
Yeah.
at some point.
And we'll be on YouTube probably next year. I got some graphics and stuff I need to
People have been asking if we're on YouTube, so...
actually.
Well, Ben Punny did.
Oh.
Yeah, that was it.
Tell me what
Some
is,
people
why can't
only
he-
listen on YouTube
Why?
because they just don't want to download anything else.
Man, it's like
That's the way
100
the world
megs.
works, man. You gotta
Lazy
make
folks.
make your content as easy to access as
Whatever.
possible for the normies.
You're
yeah,
a schmuck.
yeah, Josh, come on.
Whatever. For the normies.
Come on, man, you're slacking. Why are you doing all the work over there?
Yeah. Why aren't you doing all
It's
the
funny
work?
because he does everything, and we just
do
come here to
we
talk.
literally just come to talk, yeah.
We literally, as we were starting, I was setting up the mics. I was like, "Can you guys set the mics up?"
We're like, what do you do? We don't know how to.
I come back out, and these two monkeys are over here,
just swinging him around.
literally just standing.
I'm
there
like, I don't know how to do this. I'm just gonna turn this knob.
No,
and
I didn't
pretend
either.
like-
I literally was just like lifting the pole up and down.
it's literally like two cavemen.
We're not professionals.
what do you
well,
think
we
I
leave the
am?
work to the professionals.
You're the professional.
Oh gosh.
All right. Thanks for listening. This has been another awesome podcast.
Yep, catch you on the. Bye.
See you never.
Go away. Get off my lawn.